Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside the Comerica Center. It's day 4, game 3 of the 2019 ACHA Men's Division I National Tournament. I am Thomas Biondo. I am with Jay Sewell. And Jay, we are about to bring the fans out here, the number 7 ranked Davenport Panthers against the number 2 ranked Michigan-Dearborn Wolverines. And let's start talking a little bit about yesterday's game, where both teams got their bigs going early, in Alex Halford getting a goal, 2 goals and an assist for the Panthers, and as well as Tyler Grote getting the 2 goals for Dearborn. But it was the secondary scoring. Nathan Nicholson had a goal and 2 assists. Guy only had 8 points during the regular season, and Hodgson had 2 goals for the Wolverines.
Yeah, we are here with really balanced scoring, but as you said, we've got the 2 of the top teams that scoring leaders in this contest. 8 goals, 12 assists for the Davenport Panthers, and for Dearborn, 6 goals and 11 assists. And when we watched that Dearborn game and were there, they look like a very impressive group. And Davenport, the speed they had yesterday was remarkable. I mean, they buzzed the ice, and it wasn't a contest really. It was interesting to watch, but I don't know. Central Oklahoma beat 8-3. Remarkable game.
Yeah, these 2 teams, each one of these teams took out an Oklahoma, as a matter of fact, as the Panthers took out Central Oklahoma, and as you mentioned, U of M Dearborn took out regular Oklahoma. They had a 6-1 victory, and their killer power play went to work. They were 2 for 3 yesterday. The Panthers committed 9 penalties. They had to kill 9 off. That's going to be a big stat in this one. Yeah,
it's going to have to be, because Dearborn is a really good, really sets up nicely, and we saw them switch a couple times. And it isn't just their first unit that comes out. It's that second unit is just as balanced, and that's what we notice. They go deep into their roster, and they're rolling enough lines to wear you out.
Yes, they are. Let's go ahead and throw it down here now to Andy Storrs, who's going to introduce the starting lineups and perform the national anthem.
Center in Frisco, Texas, for the 2019 American Collegiate Hockey Association Men's Division I National Championship Tournament, hosted by the Frisco Convention and Visitors Bureau, the Dallas Stars, and the Children's Health Star Center Ice Rinks. This is ACHA Public Address Announcer Andy Storrs. Game number 15 today features on the visiting bench the number 7 ranked Davenport University Panthers. And on the home team bench, the number 2 ranked Michigan-Dearborn Wolverines. Let's meet the lineups for this afternoon's contest. For Davenport, starting in goal, number 35, Jason Reinold. On defense, the grad student from Sterling Heights, Michigan, number 3, Tyler Ploug. On defense, a grad student from Brighton, Michigan, number 23, Mike Gessler. At center, a senior from Kentwood, Michigan, number 89, Alex Halford. At left wing, a freshman from Grand Rapids, Michigan, number 21, Keegan Miller. And at right wing, a sophomore from Highland, Michigan, number 25, Austin Thompson. Phil Sweeney. Assistants are Bill McSween, Matthew Kozin, and Joe Messina. Now let's meet the starting lineups for the home team bench. The Michigan-Dearborn Wolverines. In goal, a junior from Southgate, Michigan, number 34, Thomas Proudlock. On defense, a senior from Canton, Michigan, number 6, Troy Saunders. On defense, a junior from Metamora, Michigan, number 57, Kyle Schnettler. At center, a junior from Trenton, Michigan, number 7, Justin Dunn. At left wing, a senior from Riverview, Michigan, number 22, Andrew Spiegel. And at right wing, a senior from Trenton, Michigan, Number 15, Kevin Bishard. The head coach of the Wolverines is Chris Haltener. His assistants are Michael coach. Conditioning Todd Montroy. Ladies and gentlemen, would you all please rise and kindly remove all caps. And join me, soloist Andy Storrs and organist Gary Lichthart, in the singing and playing of the Star Spangled Banner. By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home.
Great work as always by Andy Storrs. And Jay, you noticed a little bit of a fun fact coming into today's game, or before these two teams take off, the 7th-ranked Panthers and the 2nd-ranked Wolverines.
Yeah, it's been an interesting. By the way, I have to give a shout out to these unis. It's the sweaters for both teams. That black and red just pops off the ice as well as the yellow. But we're looking at it now. Being a number 1 to number 4 seed, you get the benefit of a day off, where the rest of the seeds had to play yesterday. So Davenport plays yesterday, they play today. You get a rest period for the Wolverines, but that hasn't helped the number 4 and number 3 seed today, who went down. Iowa number 4 went down to Iowa State by a score of 3-2 in a nail biter, and Minot took out Adrian number 3. So I don't know. Does a day of rest do you any good, or doesn't it?
Well, we got 2 more games to see how this ends up balancing out, to see if it really helps or not, as the Panthers are going to hope they can keep the trend going. U of M Dearborn hopes they can reverse it. The 2 teams are at center ice, and we are underway here. From the Comerica Center, the opening draw is taken and controlled by the Wolverines. They try to backhand it in. That didn't connect, and Alex Halford's going to bring it in right wing side. Tried to feather one through. A good read as that didn't get through, and a shot there got the backboards. Miller couldn't control it, as he was hoping for an empty net to shoot at there, but he couldn't knife it down off the boards. And it's going to be swung out to center on a nice job there by Bouchard to make sure that that didn't stay in the zone.
Yeah, it's interesting. Just in this opening few seconds, you can see both teams just tentative. It just don't do anything. Don't go. Let the other team go up early.
Yeah, they're both playing confidently after the big wins the last time out. But you know, you don't want to give up that first goal and kind of open up the floodgates. And speaking of which, there's an interception on a bad pass, and Billy Brock's going to push it in. Grote's going to throw it in front, and that came out the other side. Pinching down, a shot by Cunningham, and a big stop there by Reinhold in the early going. Now Michigan warming to the task. That puck's deflected to the little slot it goes, and the Panthers were able to cover. They're going to roll it ahead. No icing here. Panthers are going to make changes. That's held in the zone. They were looking for the trailer Ogden, which didn't connect, and that's going to carry him out to center for Lale.
Yeah, I got handed off to Proudlock yesterday. He opened the tournament with a .964.
And he will hold one there as they collapse the net. These two teams actually played 2 games back in December. They split the series. The Panthers winning the game on Friday night 3-2. Dearborn coming back the next night winning 4-2. That was just before Christmas. Jay, do you think there's anything that can be gained from those early season games?
Well, I think when you've seen somebody already, unless there's a change in personnel, we've had a few scratches. But no, I think it's always an advantage to see the other teams. And we saw it yesterday with Oklahoma having never seen Davenport, and Davenport just smoked them.
Yeah, they came out flying against the Broncos of Central Oklahoma. And they put up 5 in the first 15 minutes, but that was last night. Let's get back to tonight as it's carried in by Nicholson. He had a goal last night. That was blocked away by Proudlock very comfortably. They try to send it to the point. Nobody's coming home down the middle, and the Wolverines are going to have a chance to set up behind their cage. It's a rink wide, and they'll bring it up on that far side. Hodgson's. Here's the rink wide feed, and speed eating over the line is Dalton. He's going to look to cut in front. He ends up going down below the goal line, sending it back to the point. Pass across here, and a shot saved, and the rebound. Oh, it nearly hit a Panther player and went in on the far side.
Again, that was smart hockey, entering in up the side, going all the way deep, turning around and seeing all the options he had available to him.
Miller on the far corner diagonal dump there, so the Panthers can make changes. Michigan have 3 back in their end, just look to break it out. Silas Johnson in front of his bench. He's battling with Pat Modaf. Alex Holford looking to shoot it in. It got as far as the line before Richard took it away. And now the Panthers going in after it, and a nice steal there. Holford's got it, moving in along the goal line, and a backhand chance. That rolled wide of the cage, and Holford's down. He's slow to get up, grabs his stick, and takes a look around, and then puck's going to go out of play, so he'll get the opportunity to skate on over to the Panther bench.
Yeah, I didn't actually see what happened to Holford. It looked like he might have taken this high stick a blade up high, but I really didn't know because we were watching the play in the over in the deep end.
But he skated off on his own power. Trainer didn't come over. He's a little hunched over on the bench, but I'm sure a senior captain's probably going to find a way to fight through that.
This is the time of the year where you play with a lot of boo-boos no matter who you are.
That's true. I'm sure the Dearborn players, plenty of things that they're battling on as this one comes out to center ice. Gessler sends it along, and it's sent in by Austin Thompson. Proudlock will come back and tee it up. He played it just out of the reach of Saunders. And the Panthers are on it. A drive by Plug. Proudlock got that one. Looking to bat it into the corner was Kyle Schnettler. That didn't work out. But on second effort, the Wolverines will get it as far as center. Good pass off the boards. Dunn looking to catch in on it. He'll now chase and go to the boards. 2 joust there, and it's taken. Look out. They got a man in front, and a chance to score! Bouchard down the middle! And it's 1-0 Wolverines!
Again, you've got that trailer. What a beautiful play that was set up. You come down below the circles, below the red line, turn around, see what options you have, make the dish to the man coming right down Main Street, and the puck's in the back of the net. There's really, really nothing that you could do there for Reinhold. He was left high and dry as nobody picked up the trailer on Davenport. They're going to have to keep their eyes open. I tell you, all the way back to Pee Wee, defenseman, head on a swivel.
Yep. And that time the Panthers didn't, and Bouchard was able to finish. I believe Dunn will get 1 assist. We'll wait for the call on the other, but it is a 1-0 early lead for the Wolverines. Lael now on a hand pass. A couple of bodies hit the deck, but they break apart peacefully.
Yeah, all of a sudden, everything opened up in the last minute. It started out slow and tentative, and then eventually everybody came to life, and we've got a hockey game. This is going to be a good one. And if you've been tuning in to the ACHA television network on YouTube, you saw a really, really good game preceding this with Minot. We want to give out a shout-out to the Minot fans where they had some watch parties, and pretty proud of the fact that they got to see their team take a win and go into tomorrow.
Yeah, they took out the defending national champions, Adrian College Bulldogs, so the 5th and 6th seed have moved on. Cunningham bringing it in for the number 2 seeded Wolverines. They'll play it on back to the point, taking a look, not really liking what he had there was Brock, so he's just going to kind of throw it in. Grote will go into the far side corner. It ends up rolling all the way back to the line, and the Panthers are able to come off on it.
Reinhold looks like he shook that off. He looked really confident there in that last with all those folks in his zone.
Yeah, goalies got to have short memories. If they don't, they're probably not going to survive long.
Yeah, probably throwing my son under the bus, but I also said he always made a good goalie because nothing was ever his fault.
Yeah, I've heard that as well. Yeah, that's a good old goalie myth. As Cowan rolls into the corner, plays it on back for Guidelock. It was too hot for him to handle, and Reinhold's got to come play it, and Grote forcing him, and Grote forced the turnover. Look out here, Brock moves to the middle, pulls to the forehand, and drawing a shot, and he didn't miss that by much. A turnover here. Remember that. All of this coming off a turnover for the Panthers. Now again a shot by Brock. That's blocked, and DU will at least get it out to center. Taking a look around is best. He'll take a look, backhand it. It's grabbed on open ice by Guidelock, and he's just going to go ahead and shoot it in. Teed up behind the cage by number 27, Esarovitz. Takes a look on both sides, and now he'll accelerate through the middle. Through the ACHA logo, passes it off on the wing for Dalton to catch up to it. Plug will go give chase into the corner. He's harassed there by Hodgson. DU able to dig it out on this attempt, but they fire it right back to where it came, and Nicholson's able to scoop it to center. And Michigan's starting to pin the Panthers a little bit here.
Yeah, they've got, I wouldn't say they're on their heels, but they do have their pushing their game to the Panthers right now with their system.
Barlow over the line. He's going to angle one in. Puck down below the goal line where they wanted to go to work there is taken away by Plug. Centered up ahead, but taken away again, and Reynolds got it, and he will glove it. And it was jarred free. That's not going to make the Wolverines happy, as Silas Johnson had knocked it free, but the referee had blown the whistle.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of quick whistles, but I do want to give a shout-out to their referees. They've been stellar throughout this whole tournament so far. I mean, we're all the way down into, game, what is it now, 15? We've played 15 games, and other than maybe an icing here or there, which isn't all that critical, but the calls have been fair, and they've let the boys play.
Yep, you just saw a couple of replays of the goal. Dunn ended up not getting an assist as it was controlled by a Panther player, but it was Spiegel who took it away. Bouchard gets the goal, and that came at 3:18. It's the only tally thus far. Wolverines will go ahead and swipe it in. That is the aforementioned Bouchard. Out to play it will be Reinhold. He'll take a look, fire it around the glass. It gets to Weisgerber at the top of the circle, doesn't get out. That shot by Saunders got blocked and carry him all the way out to the DU bench and out to center ice as Saunders will now have it again. Quick little pass here. Bouchard through. Dunn carrying on. Couldn't get to the net on that play as he was cut off. And it's going to roll out to center and be sent back in by Schnettler. And Walker Oren will go make a play for DU.
And that's what Davenport needs to do. They need to close the gap between time and space. As that forward came in, they collapsed on him, and that prevented any further action.
Now an icing here as that puck's going to roll on down. And Wolverines here, they got to like the start that they had. Davenport had a few long shots in the first minute and a half. Well, maybe not even that long, but it's been all Michigan since.
It has been, and I love the way this arena is set up. We've got our logo right in the ice, and we've got that old-style checkerboard red line. Even though I'm sure nobody's watching this in black and white, it is still interesting that they've got the checkerboard red line.
Jay, you just never know nowadays, right? As that puck had come out of the zone and Cunningham moved it back in over the line, that's going to be an offside call. Great start to this tournament for Kevin Bouchard. 3 assists in the game last night. He ends up getting the first goal of the game, 4 points in a little over 3.5 periods. Not a bad start for Kevin Bouchard.
Yeah, and Michael Hodgins, number 9, got 2 goals, and he came out flying, and he only had 10 points on the season. And that's what you said. It's fun to watch the unsung heroes come alive, and you get some great hero talk over the periods.
Yep, some unexpected guys that end up making plays for you as the Panthers now need to make a play out of their zone. That's going to be lifted ahead. Wolverines again on it as Grote plays it on back to one of his defensemen. D-to-D passing, gets it to Cunningham. He'll bring it through the Dallas Stars logo at center ice. Gain the blue line and play it on over to Grote. Grote, sharp angle, a shot! And Reynolds got that one. There's a guy you don't want to let get hot. Tyler Grote in the regular season put in 32 goals, and that was good for 4th in the country. So you want to make sure that you're covering Grote on those rushes.
He was so lucky that Reinhold he was screened all the way, and at the last minute, the player got moved out by Davenport, and who was able to see that come right off his stick.
Face off again in the DU zone here as the Panthers trying to find some legs and control. There's a turn, or a steal, I should say, as that pass was intercepted, and Michigan going back to work. They'll work it down in the far side corner. Dalton was in there working. Bumped from behind was Hodgins, but they did get it back to the point. No real alley to the net. So, again, it's played around the bottom of the boards, and now Michigan will look to walk it out. Dalton a shot, and that hit the bottom of the net. Didn't really miss by much. Dalton with an opportunity here. It was Dalton and Hodgson making that play. Finally, the Panthers get it out, but it's just sent right back in by the Wolverines, and they're going to have a forechecker to force the play.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of zone time here, and so far, they've been being able to check off the speed that Davenport displayed yesterday.
Ian Thompson, though, looking to change that. A centering pass. Only Mays jerseys in front, and now they're going to bring it back. A 2-on-3 as they bring it over the line, right wing side. Johnson throws it on, and a lot of traffic in front on the rebound, and now the Panthers pick it up on a 3-on-4 back the other way. Looking to avoid a check, but unable to, was the Panther player bringing it over the line, and the Wolverines quickly turn. End to end we go. Carrying it over the red line and dumping it in deep will be Troy Saunders. He'll go ahead and give chase in after it. Far side corner, Kevin Bouchard on it. Rebound, there's going to be carrying around the bottom of the kick plate. 2 bodies and now 5 bodies come together. It ends up coming free for DU, and a pass that was intercepted on an outlet and taken away by Bouchard. He's all over the ice in the early going.
Yeah, that's something they're going to have to watch. Is lots of turnovers so far by Davenport in their own end. They're seeing their other player, but they're not seeing the gap being closed or the sticks or the person that's going to come into the lane.
Modath got run over there as it was at shot by Fonseca went wide, and the Wolverines now going to set up down below the goal line. Here they come, 3 abreast. Lead feed directed in. Holford looking to get back to it. Good to see him back out on the ice. Puck's going to get to the far side corner where Basic gets put into the boards. DU looking to scoop it out. In close quarters, it nearly was put on right from that opportunity as Michigan almost stole it and had the shot at the same time. That was Nichols. And on second effort now, Holford will bring it out, but it's only a 1-on-3. He's hoping some black jerseys will come help as he plays it on to Weisgerber. Angled into the far side corner. Basic wanted to play it back to the point, and he did.
That was that speed of Weisberger, man. He caught up and made it a 2-on-2.
Now Grote, he's got speed, playing it up towards the Dearborn bench. The Panther bench looking for too many men. Referee says, nope, they only had 6 on the ice, which is legal, and here we go. I'm counting the goalie,
well,
so that's what I just want to be clear.
Okay, I was wondering.
That's why I'm saying 6 on the ice.
He did have 1 step in the door.
Well, it's good enough.
6.5?
Yeah, well, don't let the facts get in the way of the story. As it's carried over the line and brought on now by Ryder. Ryder, he got leveled on that play. It's played up now, Gessler. Good job, one hand on the stick to knock it away from Hodgins as Dearborn really continues to control play here now as we're just a little bit beyond the halfway point of period number 1.
That was a better up ice, though, by Davenport. They brought 4. They're already starting to release a defenseman to push Dearborn back because they haven't been able to do that through the neutral zone so far.
Ian Thompson able to fight through a hook. There's a shot that got deflected on the way through. It'll be held by the netminder, Thomas Proudlock, as he has not been tested much. And, folks, we're going to take a quick break here. We'll step aside. 1-0 Wolverines, 9:31 to go here in the first period. You are watching the men's ACHA Division I Men's National Championship.
The 2019 ACHA National Championships are brought to you by Aries Sportswear, official merchandise partner of the ACHA. Howie's Hockey Tape, the official tape provider of the ACHA. And the City of Frisco.
And we are back inside the Comerica Center here in Frisco, Texas. The Panthers of Davenport trail the Wolverines of Michigan-Dearborn by a score of 1-0, and it's been a good start here for the Wolverines.
Yeah, it really has been. They've controlled the play, and they've had lots of zone time, but there has been 4 shots on goal, so it isn't that Davenport hasn't been even playing in the zone. We had one period last night where a very good team only got 1 shot in the entire period.
Look at out here!
Right off their pipe.
Sorry to cut you off, but a post on that one. Wow, that came out of nowhere, and a blown tire nearly led to a 2-0 lead.
So you're saying I got a shot?
Yeah.
Almost. See, there you go. Another turnover, skating right over the puck.
Yeah, the Panthers really struggling here with the turnovers. A shot, and Reinhold makes that save. A big hit. Thrown into the backboards. No penalty coming on that one, and Davenport again will try to clear the zone. They get it. Actually, it's in Ogden's hand. He'll circle, play it across. They gain the blue and look to try to send it ahead, and now they try to turn and shoot it in. It's just taken away by Michigan, and again, the Wolverines are on it. They're going to set up behind the safety of their own cage.
Yeah, and they're going to come right up ice, all 3, and see if they can get through this fence that the Davenport's put together.
Schnettler handed it on to Saunders, who threw it towards the cage. It got blockered away by Reinhold. Davenport on it. They'll look to bring it back up left wing side. Fonseca takes a look. Rink wide feed got hit down. Keegan Miller hands it off. There's a drive, and that, I don't think that missed by much, but ended up going wide. Keegan Miller knocks down a puck. He'll look to fight through. Moving in, sharp angle, a rising shot at the glass. Panthers trying to warm to the task now. DU needs to get a man out of the crease. Fonseca will go get it into the corner. Fonseca turns and fires, and a blocker saved by Proudlock. High into the air it goes. Panthers now cutting through the Miller, and a penalty is upcoming, and the Panthers will get the first power play of the game.
That was a really, really good shift on the Panthers, even drawing that penalty. That was really unnecessary. That puck was coming out of the zone, and he really didn't need to pull him down. He got him right on the shin pad and spun him. And if he doesn't spin, you probably don't get that call.
Yeah, but the player, Miller, also, never know. He had the handshake there, the hand kind of brushing it off. As we see, take another look at the last opportunity for the Wolverines. Short side, and it hit the post. And an early shot here on the power play is easily grabbed by the netminder Proudlock.
Yeah, so Grote, one of their better penalty killers, I believe. I think he was on. I called his name so much yesterday. He was
exactly
on the ice
right.
all the time. So I don't know if he's on the PK or not, but he is in the box for 2 minutes.
It's now Austin Thompson, and a shot that missed the bottom corner and will come to the line.
Good hold.
That was a good keep by Gessler. And the Panthers will work now in the circle. They play it on back to Gessler. Now they work it over to the near side. Thompson has to give it on back to Gessler. That shot ramped up a stick, and good job with the stick in the lane there by Tyler Dalton. And it ends up rolling right off the stick and right out of play.
Yeah, so do you think this is a situation where we've got a team that's 1 goal behind? We've got a lot of hockey to play here, but it does look like Davenport's slightly nervous and pushing the pace. I think what they need to do is just take a deep breath and I can't say relax. You never want to relax in this situation, but be more patient.
Well, we'll see we're only a couple minutes past the media timeout. They get the power play here. I think some offense on the power play as a shot by Halford was stopped.
This
could
big,
be a big
juicy
moment.
rebound.
Yeah,
big, juicy rebound.
This could be a big moment here if they're going to look to settle into this game. Even if they don't score, maybe a little opportunity here, but the Wolverines will try to prevent that from happening. In full flight, gaining the line, looking to cut in as Ryder. He'll carry it all the way around, lost control of it, and then it got by Austin Thompson and will roll down the ice.
You get a wholesale change of penalty killers coming off the bench for Dearborn.
Again, Michigan-Dearborn, the Panthers were 0 for 4 on the power play yesterday. Dearborn killed off the only power play Oklahoma had. There's a shot on, save, rebound is loose, and it's knocked into the corner. Panthers continue to try to pressure here. They cut off a man and try to keep that puck tied up along the boards. Good work getting a stick in there by Best, trying to dig it out. They still go to work on it. Comes to the middle, it's knocked away, and here we go. In all alone, full flight, all sorts of room, Dalton the drive. No, it wouldn't go. What a stop right there. It was John Barlow with the opportunity. Reinhold keeps his team in it.
Wow, that could have been a disaster and came up perfectly. Reinhold just outweighted him. It's, again, make the last move as a goalie.
I beg your pardon. It was Barlow on the opportunity as that shot in by Proudlock, or into Proudlock by Lale was knocked down. Look out, here's another. And that one just didn't work out for Brock, and that's not a guy you want on a break.
Wow, a little bit of excitement here.
Yeah, things opening up a little bit with 5:41 to go in a pretty quick moving first period. We have not had a lot of whistles in this one. The goal, the penalty, and just a few others. Brock a shot and a save by Reinhold. Rebounds taken by Walker Orand. He'll tap it off the boards. Giving chase back will be John Ames. DU's able to cut in. A little bit of a drop pass, a sharp angle shot. That's going to roll behind the net. There's
that speed that Davenport's going to need all day.
Lead feed. This is going to work. Here comes Grote in by himself. Grote and a back puck that rolled in. They score! I think Orand may have tipped it in. And Grote's going to get credit for it, to be sure. And it's 2-0 Wolverines.
Yeah, you got the Reinhold had it for a second there, but the second effort with the poke shoved it behind him, and you got to feel sorry because you make that first stop, and the puck's still in the back of the net.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if this is going to end up hitting. Let's see. There's the move. There's the shot. I'm not sure that doesn't glance off Orand coming back. Either way, though, doesn't matter. Puck's in the net.
Puck's in the net.
And that's all that the Wolverines care about, is they now have a 2-0 lead. So whatever power play momentum that the Panthers had, they just lose it on that goal by Tyler Grote. And it sounded like they gave Billy Brock the lone assist on it.
Yeah, it's a track meet. You can see if Davenport can get loose, If they can get some speed and find some open ice, they're pretty fast, and they're able to get behind the disc. Big hit throwing, and we're going to get a penalty on that. Is this going to be a boarding penalty?
I think it's on the second. I think it was.
Oh, cross-check, yep.
I don't think it was the original hit by the Panther player. I think it was the follow-up hit by the Wolverine that they caught.
Yeah, it happens in hockey all the time. It's not the first guy, it's the second guy.
100% of the time, it's the second guy, as LaForest is going to go off, and the Panthers have another opportunity to try to get themselves back into this one before we hit the first intermission. LaForest for cross-checking. And the Panthers will go to the power play, their second of the game. They were, again, 0 for 4 last night, 0 for 1 in this one, looking for the first power play goal of the tournament.
Yeah, they really need this one. And again, be patient, set it up, wait for your opportunity, park it low, and almost.
Yeah, they had a chance and a poke in front by Weisgerber as Austin Thompson held it in, and that play nearly worked out for him.
Yeah, that's exactly what they need to do, is just keep putting pucks on the net, because there's some juicy rebounds being given up, and so don't leave the whole slot. Stay in the slot, and you don't want to keep your feet, you don't want to park, but you want to keep your feet moving, but stay in the slot during this power play, and there's a good opportunity for you if he gives up those rebounds that he's been giving up pretty much right now.
Look out, fly in the zone again. It's bouncing around, and DU's able to get away with that one as it's played in and then up. Halford now lifting the stick of Dunn, who tried to clear it. It ends up being played around the near side boards. Big hit thrown there as the Panthers keep it in for the moment. Weisgerber a shot, and it's loose. And
no one knows where it is, even the goalie. Up there, it popped out. It must have been the top of his knee pad.
It's hard to believe that Proudlock, usually a goaltender that's going to give up rebounds, isn't fourth in the nation in save percentage at .938 and only give up 1.53 goals against, which is also fourth in the nation.
Well, there again we go. I love his pads and I love the color, but it's always that 50-50, right? Do you have the black pads, or so you can fool the shooter, or do you need the white pads so you can always find the puck as a goalie?
Look at this play off the wall. Set play off the faceoff. Barlow, they get it in front. Reinold keeps the Panthers alive.
There you go. He fought that one off very well. He stood his ground, covered the bottom, and just ran out of room.
We saw a lot of speed from the Panthers yesterday. That speed is being matched and outdone by the Wolverines so far here in the first.
Yeah, they've just got to figure out how to position themselves on their system a little bit, because they really shouldn't want a wide open game, and they play better in a wide open game, but they really don't. They're not going to get that like they got yesterday.
They got 120 with which to work on the man advantage. 4:18 to go here in the first. Shots are tied up at 11. Face-off's going to be controlled by DU. That's Keegan Miller behind the cage. They'll look to bring it out. Long pass through the middle connects, and it's carried on by Nicholson. He pushes it on by number 42, Connor Cunningham. And now to his side doing battle down low. Third Panther comes in. It's dug out by DU. Fonseca threw it to the middle. That was intercepted. Cowan looking to intercept back, and Cunningham's put to the boards. Down falls a Dearborn player, and that's going to be shot the length of the ice, and the Panthers got to retreat.
Yeah, that was, again, really good zone time by the Panthers, and that's what they need. They need to make sure that they get into some of those scrums and come away with it off the boards.
Halford with a nifty move over the line. He'll now toe up a shot. That got blocked, came right back to him. Halford makes a move, and that got chopped wide. Now Plug pinches down. There's a shot, and Proudlock's got that one. Leaves the rebound, and it's going to be cleared to the line and out again for the Wolverines with 20 to go.
That was actually a pretty good setup. You had Lyle doing exactly what we talked about, just park in front and just see if you can get a ricochet and park it in the back of the net.
That's hammered in off the boards, and it kind of died, not really what Halford wanted, and it ends up coming down the ice and will roll right on to Reinold at the same time that released from the sin bin is number 26, Matthew LaForest. So the Panthers 0 for 2 on the man advantage. That's lifted up ahead and kind of handcuffed Schnettler. He's able to gain control. The Panthers able to take it back away. Yep, as they move to the line. Plug throws one in, and that missed as Proudlock was at the top of his crease. Basic now holds it in. Hands it on to Weisgerber. That got deflected. Another shot. Couple of saves right there in front by Saunders, and now from his belly, he's able to knock it off into the corner. Great work by Saunders there. To the line and out, and the Wolverines are up again. Could be a 4-on-2 over the line. Taking a look, they drop it back. Brock sends it in, oh, and somehow he just missed the man, and another penalty's upcoming for goalie interference, as it's going to be brought on back by Guidelock 1-on-3, and that's a save. Guidelock follows up, takes a look in front. It was intercepted, couldn't get to Austin Thompson, but a goaltender interference call will put the Panthers on their third power play of the first.
Yeah, is that Saunders or Dunn? I think it was Saunders. Yeah, they're steering the lad to the net. He ran Reinhold right over, and again, there's nothing you can do. You're turtled, and you got a guy on you. You got all the equipment. There's no way you're going to be able to get up. And so let's see. This is their third chance at the power play. The last time they had some good shots. Let's see if they can continue and see if they can put one in.
Up until the penalty, it was a great shift for Saunders. He made 2 block shots and then played it off into a corner from his belly, and there's a steal. And here we go again on a race out. Reinhold way out of the crease to play it, and he'll fire it around to Fonseca. Fonseca made a pass. Reinhold safely back at his home, and DU will outlet. 2-on-2 as they bring it over the line. Sending it to the middle was the trailer. Lael, 2 whacks at it, no. Now they collapse in front. Miller couldn't come up with it, and it's grabbed by Fonseca. And a penalty coming on a tripping call, and we're going to go 4 aside.
Wow.
But
we were just talking about how fast the first 10 minutes moved, no whistles, and now we got a whistle fest.
You know what? That's called the broadcaster jinx. It's like announcing that somebody's 50 for 50 on free throws. A kicker is 10 for 10 beyond 50 yards. It's all the same, We can do it too here in hockey.
We don't have any voodoo dolls up here, though.
I think that's a good thing, actually.
Absolutely.
I think I'd be more concerned if there were some voodoo dolls flying around. So it's going to be 4 aside for the next minute 36. There's 1:42 to go in the period. A lot of open ice here, and Wolverines have shown an ability to take advantage of that, but now the Panthers will try to do so. It was Keegan Miller going off 2 minutes for tripping at 18-18. Ogden turns and will look to carry it up. He's being harassed the whole way there by John Barlow, but it's carried on in by DU. The drop pass couldn't be handled cleanly by Ogden, and turning with it, here's Dalton. Dalton sends it across.
This is that puck possession when you got 4 and all that open ice. You've got to maintain control of that puck. Once you give it up, you're literally playing defense in all 3 zones rather than offense.
A little bit of a change here. They took it behind the net, and the Panthers this time tried to attack. They killed a little time, but they couldn't hold on to the puck as over the line. What a play here. And, boy, I tell you, I thought that it was possible Azarovitz pushed that puck over the line before he came in offside. The referee sees it differently, though, and we'll have a Sunrise face-off.
Yeah, Azarado, he carried 3 guys into the zone with him.
Yes, he did.
He's a big lad, big and strong.
So face-off here, 4 aside. It's going to be in front of the Panther bench. Gessler with the puck here. He'll lay it on back to Plug. Plug with an outlet. In over the line is Hulford. He'll throw the brakes on. Tried to lay it on further for Austin Thompson. That didn't connect, but Thompson's able to take it away. Thompson on the backhand, plays it to the point. There's a top of the circle shot. That got blocked. Now it's centered in front, and the Wolverines block that away, and now here they come. Full speed ahead the other way. It's Grote over the line, left wing side. He's got a man in front. Grote all the way around, tried to stuff it in, and Reinhold got the leg down. Grote goes down, and DU look to break back now. And then we go. Austin Thompson looks to make a toe drag through. He cannot, but it's picked up by a Panther. Sent back to Plug. That didn't connect. Grote on it again. Grote moves it in over the line, right wing side. He's got a man streaking, and that didn't connect as Plug knocked it down. A couple of Panthers collide. There's a power play now for the Wolverines. They send it to the middle. A shot that got the backboards on a good look by Best. Final seconds of the period, and that is 1. And it is in the books with shots even at 12, but score 2-0 in favor of the Wolverines.
Yes, last 7 minutes was wide open, and that does favor Davenport, and you could tell how that favored Davenport. They had a lot of good zone time, a lot of good chances, and all of a sudden they evened up on the shot clock, 12 for 12, with Wolverines ahead 2-0 over the Panthers, and we'll come back after a break.
Yeah, yes we will. That's really good segue. Let's get to it. We're going to go ahead and step aside. You're watching the ACHA Division I Men's National Championship Tournament. When we come back, Boz and Jonesy are going to have your intermission update. Thank you for joining us as the Panthers trail 2-0, and the Wolverines skate off with the lead.
coming. Nervous! Let's go!
Hockey heads are special, which is why we protect them with a helmet designed, built, and tested to endure real-world hockey impacts.
From the Comerica Center here in Frisco, Texas. After the first 20 minutes between the University of Michigan-Dearborn and Davenport University, Michigan finds himself up with a 2-goal lead, both off of goals coming in the period and on breakaway opportunities. The first one by Kevin Betchard at 3:18 of the first period. Things that you ended up seeing on that first goal that you enjoyed. Anyway, Sam or Ryan, I mean, good job at it.
I think for Davenport, you saw him kind of get a little bit lost out there. They, you can't get in the track meet with this Michigan-Dearborn team. They left Reinhold out to dry a little bit, and I think that's a little bit unfortunate. For Davenport, you kind of see him taking quick shots, not really being able to set up their offense, and so I think that's something that they're going to need to work on moving forward.
There's a pretty goal, too. Great work from Dearborn. Again, this is one of the more patient teams in the tournament, if you ask me, with their passing. Very crisp passes, but they did a really good job. Of course, like Jonesy was saying, Davenport a little lost. And that's a quick goal for Michigan-Dearborn early in the game, and that just seemed to set the momentum for him for this period.
Yeah, I should probably introduce the guys first. That's Ryan Jones on the far end. Sam Fleming's in the middle. I'm Paz at Jafari. Glad you joined us here on the Intermission show and enjoying this game so far. Right now, winner goes on to the semifinals. Kind of recapping what's going on there. Iowa State, first game of the day, they ended up ousting Ohio with a score of 3-2. 3-2, kind of the the scores that we've seen so far today. We also saw Minot State beat the defending national champions in Adrian College, and we've seen the higher seeds beat the lower seeds and move on. So a couple of upsets today.
Yeah, I'll start with that Iowa State-Ohio game. That was a really good game. After that long delay we had as well, it seemed like Ohio had a little bit of momentum, but then Iowa State's Tony Uglum stepped up big time, 3 points on all 3 goals. And then I just got done calling that Adrian Minot State game, and that was a fight from Minot all day long. They never looked out of the game completely, and they did a fantastic job. And what an upset, beating the defending national champions.
Yeah, which is a great thing to see. We're going to get a new title, a new crown on the head. Unfortunately for Adrian, they're going to go home early. But it was a great, well put together by Minot State. And we saw in both games, both game-winning goals scorers also had a goal earlier in the game. So maybe they're kind of feeling that rhythm. And it's always good to see an upset. You know, you like to see that underdog. Especially it's tough with these teams. They played just 24 hours ago, and they're beating teams that are coming off of, a rest day. And that's always a really difficult thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely. That rest day we thought might have been important, but so far in the first 2 games, we've seen the teams that played yesterday come out with wins. Over here, a different case, though. Dearborn jumping out to a 2-goal lead. That second goal, Tyler Grote with a nifty move. It went top shelf on the Davenport goalie.
Yeah, I'll start with that one. A little bit of a breakaway. That was about 3 breakaways in a row we were counting up here. And that's what you can't give Dearborn, like Jonesy was saying. If they get some speed on you and they get a little bit of jump, they're going to have the advantage all night long. But a good move from Grote, extending that lead to 2-0 and giving a little more comfortable advantage heading into the second.
Yeah, Mike, I was saying earlier, you might as well drop the R and just call him Tyler Goat. That kid is amazing. He's just got that racehorse speed, goes in, and he's a finisher. He's one of the Michigan-Dearborn, excuse me.
A couple D's in there.
Yeah.
It's tough to get, stay on track
Frisco,
with that.
Plano, Waco, who knows where we are. But yeah, so Tyler Grote with a great finish there, and I would look to see more of the same from Michigan with those long stretch passes, just trying to go 200 feet, like I said, and just kind of expose that back end of the other team, of the Panthers.
Plenty of hockey left to be played. There's still 40 minutes. You got to play 60 to end up moving on to the next round. Really quickly before we go, key from you going into the second period.
I think for Davenport, they can't waste their opportunities on the power play. They've already had 3 chances. 2 of them gone to waste, so especially one where you have the opportunity and then you go down 4-on-4. And 4-on-4, if you're going to stretch the ice out with this Wolverine team, you're definitely not going to win.
And for Michigan-Dearborn, I've got to say, make sure clear the front of the net of any rebounds. Proudlocks played phenomenal stopping all 12 shots, but there have been some big rebounds. If Davenport cashes in on one of those, it becomes a completely different game. Other than that, Michigan-Dearborn just keep playing their game.
Yeah, Davenport needs to dig out of a hole. They got a 2-goal deficit, plenty of time, 40 minutes to do it, and that'll be on deck as soon as you come back from this break. After the first 20 minutes, the University of Michigan-Dearborn Wolverines up 2-0.
There are a few things that come along that change the course of history. Inventions or developments that reshape society. They usually aren't appreciated at first. In fact, they're often scoffed at. What good will that be?
Hello?
Hi. Surely that can't be practical. She loves to see you. But then, slowly, over time, the greatness of these achievements become manifest. Hi! Until one day, you ask yourself how you ever lived without them. That's the nature of turning points. They bring us to new roads and new heights. They open doors we never thought possible. So it's important that we go forward together.
I'm here with Gina.
That our growth might not just benefit the great, but the good also. In small ways, and in grand ones.
Dad.
The test of our progress is not whether we add more to the abundance of those who have much. It is whether we provide enough for those who have too little.
At Wilson Electronics, we push every day to amplify the power of communication, to connect those who love and those who cannot live without it. Until one day, you ask yourself how you ever lived without them. That's the nature of turning points. They bring us to new roads and new heights. They open doors we never thought possible. So it's important that we go forward together.
I'm here with Gina.
That our growth might not just benefit the great, but the good also. In small ways, and in grand ones.
Dad.
The test of our progress is not whether we add more to the abundance of those who have much. It is whether we provide enough for those who have too little.
At Wilson Electronics, we push every day to amplify the power of communication, to connect those who love and those who cannot live without it.
And we are back inside the Comerica Center as the Davenport Panthers and the University of Michigan Wolverines Dearborn are all, the Dearborn team 2-0 lead after the first 20 minutes. Jay, give me your thoughts on those first 20.
Well, the first 20 minutes were pretty interesting. I mean, we have 12 shots for each team. In the last 7 minutes of the first frame, it was up and down action. The Panthers do need to figure out how to unlock the keys to their power play, though. If they're going to have success in that game, and if you're Michigan, just like Herbie Brooks told the 1980 Olympic team when they were beating the Russians, play your game.
Yep.
Just keep playing your game. It's been very effective for them. And the other thing that you've got to get done for Davenport is try to keep the turnovers in their own end. If nothing else, just put it out, regroup, but just get it out of your end because it's very dangerous. This Michigan team is going to take advantage of those pretty soon, and you don't want this game to get out of hand. It's very workable, as we've seen in the past during the tournament. Teams with leads aren't always safe.
No, you're right. And what we saw also, though, to your point, the Wolverines with the 2-0 lead and with the probably outchancing the Panthers as they hit a post and had two other breakaways that were stopped by the netminder Jason Reinhold.
Yeah, Reinhold's coming in this with a .905, and on the other end you've got Proudlock with a 964. We've had Iowa State beating Ohio 3-2, as you heard on the intermission, and then Minot 3-2 over Adrian. But we don't know who's going to play who yet until the next two games are played. This one and the nightcap. That'll see Linwood versus Liberty.
Yeah, we can't even really put together scenarios at this point, so we'll leave that unless we got a mathematician in the house that can figure out if who wins what happens where. We'll know who plays who, but that chart and graphic is way too big to look at, as that opening faceoff is going to be won by the Panthers, and they clear it down to pretty much kill off the rest of the power play. But Spiegel's going to take a look here. Backhanded in further. Michigan working on the man advantage for another 2-1, and now Miller's out of the box, and we are back to five-a-side hockey. Wolverines try to play it on back to the point. That didn't connect as Ian Thompson got in the way. And then working back in is Justin Dunn on a nice play, but the Panthers come up with it. A fan centering pass, or an outlet pass, but it still ended up getting out of the zone as Miller had it. He gets through a check and has to go in after it, but a good job keeping it away from him by Kyle Schnettler, playing it around on the backhand. Big check thrown along the boards. Lale stepped up. The defenseman kept it in for a moment, kept it in neutralized before Dunn can tip it in, and Nicholson comes back.
Yeah, and again, that's what you're going to have to make sure that they get this puck deep for Davenport, because both teams are so speedy. There's a little stoppage of play, and now again, see if you can get this face-off and put it back on net.
So this is, we've talked about in the games that we've done here, that's a shot that I don't think is necessarily meant to go in. It's a shot to create an offensive zone face-off to see if you can't get the momentum going.
Yeah, it's almost like sometimes you say, they shot it wide. No, a lot of times they're trying to bounce it off the boards and have it come out the other side.
So we'll see if DU can take advantage of this, but Dearborn has shut them down thus far. This draw is one. It caromed off a stick. Pat Modaf was able to keep it in, but it was only for a moment as Chance Best had it. He'll play it up to center. Modaf diving down and kept that at least in center ice. Barlow lost it in his skates, pushing it in further as Michael Hodgins will go in after it. Modaf puts him into the boards. Fonseca comes to help out. That puck got slashed down on a good play. Guidelock will check his man into the boards. DU trying to toe drag through and see if they can't get their mates going here at once.
Yeah, and that's what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to make sure they're strong in their stick. They've got to win those battles on the boards because Dearborn's a big, tough team, and they like to work on the boards.
Good job there by Best as he didn't allow that to get through. And again, Hodgson touches it, and we're going after it. Good work by him on this shift. He's had a productive one as he's kept it in deep twice now for the Wolverines. Loses his hand, gets it right back, and now it's kicked around the backside of the cage. Ian Thompson has it. Thompson now looking to make a move through center ice, and he's able to. He kind of got checked off on the last part of it by Dalton. DU brings it over the line to shot. Weisgerber scores! Weisgerber! And the Panthers back to within one.
And that is exactly what they needed to get back into this game. They came out of the locker room with confidence. You've got to really, Coach Phil Sweeney must have had a really good speech, although we did see him on the bench for the longest time, and then he went in just towards the end of the intermission to talk to his lads. So the boys had a conversation amongst themselves, and I guess you're playing for each other, and it worked.
Yes, it did. Coming right down the middle was Wade Weisgerber. As you take a look on the replay, inside-outside move, get it to the middle and fire it. He got a piece of it, did Proudlock, but he couldn't close that arm, and the Panthers now have cut the lead in half. Let's see how Michigan responds now. It's Johnson with room. He'll move to the middle. Wheel it off onto the wing. LaForest, the shot, that got blocked. Thought it went out of play. Actually stayed in play, but didn't have enough to go out of play. The Panthers with a turn or a steal, and they'll get as far as center. A pop fly pass finds its mark in Cowan, who will tip it in further. Lale had it on. There's a quick wrap attempt, and it's going to be held and stopped.
Well, that puts some adrenaline into the lad's legs. I mean, this is now all of a sudden Davenport came flying down the ice and got behind the defense, and that created a scoring chance.
So the goal there was marked as unassisted. Weisgerber's first of the tournament, third point. Going back to the first, it was Bouchard getting his first of the tournament at 3:18, but he's got 3 assists to go with it, and Grote getting his third goal because, well, let's face it, that's what he does. Spiegel and Brock also, or excuse me, Billy Brock getting assists on the goals respectively. That puck high and
out of play.
Did go out of play. So we'll face it off back in the Michigan end.
Yeah, and it is a cliche, but 2-goal lead is the hardest lead to hold in hockey, and you saw that in the game just before us with Minot playing against Adrian. They went up 2-1, and the game ended up 3-2, and that's always such a nail biter. Those last 3 minutes can't tick off the clock fast enough if you're Minot, and they can't, and they're not going slow enough if you're Adrian at that point.
As this face-off's one on down, and to your point, it got to be 3-1, and because that lead's hard to handle as the shot's up and went over the netting after a save by Reinhold. But just to finish the thought, it was a 3-1 game, and Adrian came right back to make it a 3-2 game. That puck wasn't held in as it gets to center ice. Shot in, and now Gessler will have to go back. He's being harassed by number 22 in Maze Spiegel.
Yeah, and you can see Dearborn has changed their tactics a little bit here in the second. I don't know if they'll continue, but they decided to dump and chase to get rid of that, slough off that speed that Davenport's got.
That puck would have been hit with a high stick, and so Michigan will...
No one wants it.
Yep.
Eventually they're going to blow the whistle if no one will touch it.
The difference there, just for those of you that may not be familiar, if the Panthers touch it, it's a play on, but because the high stick was a Dearborn player, the faceoff comes outside. So you always kind of want the fresh slate, which is why usually the team that did not hit the high stick will usually not want to touch it either.
Yeah, it's almost like the goalie leaving his net on a penalty, and the puck goes in. People think he scores. No, there was a penalty on the ice. It just hadn't. There was no stoppage in play.
Exactly right. Big hit thrown there, and it's a hand pass is ruled. So we'll basically do it again. This time we're going to flip face-off dots and move it from the left one to the right one here.
Yeah, neutral zone face-offs.
And I
guess not.
Yeah,
we're going to take it down.
They're going to say that, so that means the hand pass must have originated in the zone, I believe, is what that ruling means. Nierek wins the draw back to Modaf. Modaf's just going to play it around. It didn't get any further than, Azarozovitz, who had it. Now an outlet pass, and that went out of play. And you can see this Wolverine team, they're sending guys. Once their defensemen get control in their end, their wingers are going.
Yeah, and that's all the confidence they have in that back end, as well as the center. That center is going to forecheck, and that gives them that opportunity. Again, that speed through the neutral zone is something that they're going to have to figure out how to slow it down a bit for Davenport.
Offensive zone draw here. Holford knocked it over to the boards, but it was actually really help controlled by the Wolverines, and now they'll look to bring it out. DU forces that off. They tried to play it back to the point, but that was knocked away as it's forced out the center. Modaf takes a look, and he'll just flip it back. Michigan in their end. Schnettler's got it. Kyle Schnettler takes a look. Gets one, kind of gets some English on the puck, throws it up into the air, and it's backhanded across. Nobody home on the Basic play. And that's just going to be pushed in deep, and Reinhold will backhand it around. Basic is going to come down the wall and look to push it up a little bit further. He couldn't get it out, and a backhand shot. Not as much on it as they would have wanted, as a little pushing and shoving ensue. And Tyler Grote, a phenomenal scorer, but probably wanted to get a little bit more on that backhand than he did.
Yeah, sometimes you've got a very small milliseconds to make a decision, especially when there's another, yellow sweater coming to take your head off. There's just times where you have to make sure that, you just have to play the game.
Face-off is going to be in the near side down in the Michigan offensive end. They carry a 2-1 lead. Referee will drop the puck at some point here.
Not sure what he's waiting for. It's like they're not setting the circle, or...
I would love to see, and then that's the thing. Then he just drops it. He finally, why not just do that in the first place? I never understood that. Cowan with speed right wing side, and Proudlock's going to get that probably 99.5 times out of 100, as it was coming right at him, and he gets the glove on it. But again, as we just mentioned, flip the ice, offensive zone face-off for the Panthers.
Yeah, and they came in strong. They came right across the line, all three. They didn't have to flood aside, and they were able to back up the Wolverines now finally, not only to their neutral zone, but got their defense backing up.
Yep. So, again, kind of actually an even game. I think Michigan probably had the more quality scoring chances. Davenport maybe starting to get this feeling a little bit more in terms of at least puck control.
Yeah, this actually feels more like a chess match where they're trying to match move for move at this point and see who gets the unforced error. And that's the one thing that we want Davenport to stay away from, so this game doesn't go up again 2-0. But they certainly have the speed to be able to make a good game of this.
Yeah, we'll see whose king survives last. You like that there? Oh, I thought of that. Look out here. 2-on-1. They're bringing in Spiegel. Give and go. And
what a great defensive move.
I think that was Walker Oron who dove down and had it hit his stick. Played on back to the point. Now Michigan looking to go to work. There's a shot. And, well, if Proudlock's going to get 99.5 of the one he just made, I think Reinhold's probably going to get 99.5 of those where no traffic and it's right in the catching glove.
Yeah, and you could tell Reinhold felt that there's some scrambling going on by the five guys in front of him, and he elected to just hang on to that puck. That puck was going to go wide, but yeah, stop the play, reset, get the guys off their heels, and make sure that they have an opportunity to reset.
There's a big hit.
Yeah,
big hit from behind, as that was Chance Best. He leveled, I believe it was 77 Fonseca.
And Fonseca's on his knees. He's catching to see if he's got all his parts, and he's up. Yeah, he's holding his back a little bit. Yeah, he got run from behind.
And I don't know if you saw it there, but he definitely may have been taking a look at the number of who got him as so far as on the year. He's one of your guys. 54 penalty minutes for Fonseca, 32 points in 32 games. That's one of the specialties that you like.
I like the guys that make something happen all the time, where they're dishing it for an assist, they have the opportunity to score a goal, but they stand up for their teammates and they're feisty. And when you play that on that edge, sometimes you step over it, and this time you stepped over it.
So Best is the player in the box. 2-minute penalty on the board. 14:30 to go in the second period. 2-1, the Wolverines lead the Panthers. DU 0 for 3 with the man advantage. Michigan 0 for 1, as that's going to carry him out to center. Taking a look is Fonseca, who's just stayed out there, so I guess that's a pretty good sign. And over the line, Miller, a drive that hit a leg and goes off into the corner. Nathan Nicholson plays it in further. Cowan let it go to Fonseca. Fonseca at the bottom of the circle, sends it across. Lale Made a little double clutch of shot on saving the rebound. Got pool cued on, and it's loose, and they score!
There it is.
We are tied at 2 with a power play goal for the Panthers.
I don't know what was going on the ice, but I could sense that happening all the way up here just by the way things were going. That once you got Reinhold, on the other end watching, but yeah, Proudlock he kind of got a move that actually handcuffed him a little bit, and we'll see it here on the screen. See, he's handcuffed. Yep. Once you're down on that ice, you left that whole side open, short side.
And I think it was, again, as you mentioned it a little bit earlier, I think it was a rebound that was left. The second opportunity he really didn't have a chance to grab, and it was the third opportunity that ends up in the net.
Well, they finally solved their power play issues.
Yeah, as they get one on their fourth opportunity. Luke Cowan does get the goal. They'll give Fonseca, who drew the penalty, one of the assists, and Miller gets the other. So we're back to even at 2. Let's see where we go from here as a backhand is sent across by Plug. He'll look to outlet and does, just out of the reach of Austin Thompson. That's going to roll for icing, and now an offensive zone faceoff for the Wolverines.
Yeah, they're right back in the game. We're almost halfway through the game now. We've got 13:35 left, and the shots are 18 for the Panthers, 14 for the Wolverines. So all of a sudden the Panthers, again, whatever happened in the locker room, the resets they had, and the boys decided that this is about them, and they came out flying.
And there's 2 more huge stops by Reinhold as Michigan gets the opportunity. Near turnover, is it going to be turned over? Plug's going to get control. He's going to get it out to center, and Best just kind of rolled it a little bit further. That outlet missed everybody, and now with a little bit of time and space, it's brought over the line by the Wolverines. They get a room on the right side, and that shot just missed wide of the far post. Best is able to keep it in. He'll dance to the middle and ended up getting poked out to center, and Billy Brock will turn with it. Brock being harassed by Ian Thompson, but Brock made a nice long outlet pass that connected. Nichols cuts on through, finds a man on the wing, a shot that was blocked. It's Grote let it go. Grote's gonna get it back, wraps the net, has a man wide open in front, done a shot, and that was blocked away by Reinhold. Michigan getting back on it, centering pass there, Grote couldn't handle it easily. And a lead feed here, 1-on-2, and now just chipping it in is Austin Thompson. He'll peel off for a change. Troy Saunders behind the net, sends it up towards the bench. DU able to avoid it, too many men, but a 3-on-2 over the line. Look out here, a shot, and I think that got blocked from behind. The centering pass didn't connect on a rush through, and it's going to be lane ahead now as DU looks to clear it. And then we go. Here comes Cowan. He's got the equalizer. He'll look to get wide on Saunders. Couldn't do that as Saunders makes a nice defensive play. Michigan bunts it out to center, and here comes the speed. Full race here. Panthers are able to box out. That was Guidelock making the play. Wolverines still able to gain control. Flip that as we go the other way now. 2-on-2. Trying to cut in, falling down. Good no call there. That looked like a blown tire, not a holding call. Big check as its bodies are flying at the right in front of the DU bench. And finally, settling it down will be John Ames. And he'll get it back behind the Michigan cage.
Well, it's nice you can catch your breath all of a sudden. It's
I had to
unbelievable action up and down by both teams. You've got a lot of confidence now in Davenport, and a little anger coming off of the Dearborn, as rightly so. They have 2 unanswered goals to answer for.
That outlet didn't connect, and now a little bit of a pop fly pass. It's going to roll to Proudlock, and he's got it. And good behavior by all men there as DU stopped at the crease, and Michigan, because they stopped at the crease, didn't punch him in the face. So that's guys playing nice.
Yeah, and we've seen some interesting discussions in front of the goalies from time to time, but right now you can tell both coaches probably had, let's stay out of the box, let's play hockey. Let's win on the scoreboard, not in the fisticuffs.
Yeah, because that one doesn't count. You can win in the fisticuffs, but if you don't win the score, I don't know if you know this, then you don't advance, but I'm sure you're well aware of that, Jay.
Yeah, it's what's fun about this tournament is you've got to win or go home.
Yep.
Well, that one came through.
Yeah, it did, and Proudlock didn't move. It hit him, and that was good enough for him. An outlet pass as Hodgins gains the line and throws it, didn't get it deep, turned over right at the line, and now a free puck that's going to be jumped on by Weisgerber. He's got the first Panther goal, shot on, save was made, rebound was left, and it's knocked away by Fonseca. He'll lay it on back to the wall. put on in deep as it glanced off the glove of Dalton, but the Panthers still able to gain control. Run over! Back behind the plan, a big check by the Wolverines, and with that they'll rush on back. Hodgson over the line. He'll peel off and look to pull back. Instead, he's just going to roll it in deep. It went through the legs of Lael, and DU back on it at center as Basic is on it. Sam Basic sends it in. Full scale changes as Schnettler's got it. Kyle Schnettler takes a look. Long bomb pass. That connected, and Saunders did a nice job to make a move while getting it over the line. Grote, who just doesn't seem to come off the ice sometime. It's tied up. And along the boards, Brock played it to Schnettler. He'll give it back to Brock, sending it to the middle. That didn't worked, but on the backhand, looking to make a move through is Nichols. Down back in, nobody home in Mays, and the black jerseyed Panthers will get the opportunity to bring it back. Fonseca carries on in, cuts the middle. Oh, he left one. Oh, what a stop by Proudlock as he got a glove on it.
Got the glove, and I think it clanged off the post a little bit.
That stolen away. Keegan Miller dumps it in. Panthers are going to go make changes. Saunders is going to play it around, and it's going to be put to center by Nichols. An errant pass is going to be grabbed. Guidelock put it in. It glanced off the stick, and now it's just going to be shoveled back out of the zone. Guidelock's got it again. Lowers the shoulder, gets wide. The defenseman looking to pinch. That shot was blocked before it get through. A big collision and a penalty upcoming, I think, to the Panthers for charge is going to be my guess, or an elbow.
Yeah, it's someone's going to the box here. Who do we got here?
Who's going off here? That's Cowan, who got the equalizer, is now going to serve a penalty for elbowing, and it's going to be a power play opportunity for the Wolverines. But before the Wolverines will go to the power play, we're going to go to a break. We'll come back with that Michigan power play. You are watching the ACHA Men's 2019 National Championship on the ACHA Network.
The 2019 ACHA National Championships are brought to you by Barron Championship Rings, proud sponsor and championship ring provider for the ACHA. Warrior Sports, the preferred stick supplier of the ACHA. The Dallas Stars. For tickets and more information, visit dallasstars.com. And Southwest Airlines, the official event airline partner of the 2019 ACHA National Championships.
Welcome back inside the Comerica Center here as you come back to a Wolverine power play. They have been tied up here by the Panthers 2-2. After the Wolverines scored the first two, the Panthers have answered with two of their own.
Yeah, this has been a really exciting hockey game. At first it started out really slow and both of them had their legs, and then in the first period Dearborn had some pretty good scoring chances and seemed to carry the play, and the roles have reversed here in the second period with the feisty Panthers having their way with the play and actually tightening up after a pretty loose first period.
Yeah, now they need to kill off a penalty, though, as they are shorthanded. Sent on through by Brock, and a bouncing puck. Have you seen that before?
Yeah, he tackled it.
Yeah, he did. He didn't use blocker or glove. He used full-out chest on that one and just trapped it down.
Well, it's one of those things, those bouncing pucks, they go, they give goalies fits, and I can't remember which NCAA tournament in the championship game, the puck just bounced right over the guy's leg. He just didn't have it.
Yeah, I recall that. And you can't find a place to hide when something like that.
No, I think that was Miami of Ohio that had the game in hand, and all of a sudden it just went the other way. It just unraveled with that.
Grote, as the Wolverines, far from unraveling, still well in this game. Their 2-goal lead has gone away, but they are on the power play with a lot of goal scorers out there. A drive and a glove saved by Reinhold, and he'll jump out all the way.
Well, I'm not sure how he saw that, but it's right into his glove.
We've seen a lot of that. Goaltenders that haven't moved, they've taken their position, and it's kind of keep the fingers crossed, keep the toes crossed that it hits me or doesn't hit the back of the net.
Yeah, there's 5 positions. There's the 2 posts, that's one, and then you come out in center, of course, almost like 5-hole, but there's 5 positions, and they're taught to if they can't see anything, they have to listen. And when they listen to where that puck is coming from, just drop out into the butterfly and cover as much of the net as you can.
And it looked like that would have got the top corner if he didn't get that glove up. Wolverine still worked to the power play. There's a one-timer. That hit a body in front. That had a lot of speed on it off the stick of Brock. He's got it again. Looks to walk to the middle. He's through that ACHA logo. Now he hands it back off. Tried to centering pass back to the back door, and Brock able to recover. Top of the circle, a shot. A tip drill is what they were looking for there. That's cleared away with just 30 to go in the man advantage. Panthers trying to get a long change going as the pass found Spiegel. He's going to diagonally dump it to the far side corner. Great job by Brock to lift the stick and keep the pressure on. Dunn's now canceled out. That clearing attempt, I think, hit Dalton in the face. As 3 aside do battle below the goal line. Somebody's tackled down there at the goal line, and let's see, where is it after all that? Finally, it comes free. And
burning up minutes.
Yep.
That's excellent.
Trying to make a little scoop move. That didn't work, but Ian Thompson, though, able to tie up his check. Thompson now keeps the puck checked along the boards as we're even up. A lot of screaming on the ice. Not sure who's mad about what. It's going to be a power
penalty.
play. Yep.
Another penalty. Another coming up.
Yep, the Brock shot is saved, and the Wolverines, after having a pretty productive power play, getting tic-tac-toe working, they didn't finish the tic-tac-toe, but now they're going to try to.
Yeah, they got Denver got a hold.
And skating off to the Panthers will be Ian Thompson. Time of this one going to be the 12-minute and 42-second mark. And the Wolverines, the Wolverines, looks like I've got them for 0 for 1, 0 for 2. This will be their third attempt. Davenport sits at 1 for 4 with the man advantage. That's going to be one on back to the point. Schnettler walks the line, takes a look, drops it on back. Shot through, and knocked down in front. I thought it was redirected by a Wolverine. But
that almost got through.
Yeah, it hit a Panther instead. And you can see there's a lot of kind of look like they're looking for redirections. That's the Michigan power play plan here. Get bodies in front and then redirect with the sticks out.
They're big enough to do that. That's a good strategy with legs and sticks and everything else. It's opportunity to just have it pinball around there.
Schnettler carries around. He's got it, and he's just going to backhand it in as he kind of ran out of real estate. There's a bit of a slash that ends up getting the puck for DU, and the Panthers clear it. 6:33 on the clock. This has been a good one here between the Panthers and the Wolverines.
Yeah, we've got 1 minute left on the PK and the power play for the Wolverines. Let's see what they do bringing it up ice. They're going to set up a whole line across of it and then break into positions.
Yeah, they did. As carrying it in was Grote, and the net is going to be knocked off. And they're going to say that Reinhold took it on himself to knock it off, and the faceoff will stay in the zone. DU will be unable to change.
Well, sometimes, it was interesting to watch in the Minot game. I was waiting for, it was late, and they were going to be on they had an icing, and I thought, these guys have been tired, and is the goalie going to take his helmet off, adjust his equipment? But what ended up happening is actually another player who shouldn't be on the ice jumped off onto the ice, and that delayed the game and sent it in. They did end up calling a timeout, but interesting strategy to try and give your players, and it sounds interesting, but that's smart hockey, is, give your guys an extra rest. You need it because you've been out there and you've iced the puck and you've been out there too long and you're tired.
It's cleared on down to Proudlock, hopped over his sticks. So now he's got to work against Basic. It's loose, and Basic is going to get a tripping call, and the Panther bench is livid. But what can you do to a goalie when he's out of the crease? We've had this conversation in all 3 of the games we've done, Jay.
Yeah, is it fair game or isn't he fair game? And at that point, I know it was not intentional for him to trip the player. No, we're going to get goalie interference.
Yes, now I thought a trip was possible because the stick was low, and that's what looked like trip Proudlock up. So I thought we may go trip, but they're going to go straight up goalie interference. The call really kind of inconsequential. The moral of the story is we got a 2-man advantage for 43 seconds with snipers everywhere.
That's so dangerous, and maybe players are going to get a timeout here. Maybe players just have to leave them alone. Let them have the puck behind the net. Don't touch them. We just have to find out what happens there. So,
yeah, that's true. As you're just trying to learn and you're just trying to play it as you can. But we'll go ahead and talk about this Michigan power play. one more time, as they were 2 for 3 in the first game. So far, 0 for 2.5, as they still have 43 on the clock, and then a fresh 2 minutes up there too.
Yeah, and then it was interesting to watch the way they set up. I haven't seen them try that yet before, so they're trying different things to see if they can mix up the Panthers a little bit. This time they came all the way up, almost 5 across, coming through the neutral zone, making the Panthers wonder who's got who. You know, there's still teams out there that are very effective at playing the man-to-man, and you mark your man, you come off the ice, you say, I got 5, and you run out there. Or you can have the situation where you have a zone, and you pick up in the zone. And when you're on a 5-on-3, this is where you have to have the triangle in front and watch for the back door.
And I don't know. I'm sorry, we didn't.
Please take note of where your nearest exit is and go to the lowest part of the arena.
All right, we're going to have to take a break here. Apparently, we've got a thunderstorm that happens here this time of year in Dallas, and they're telling us to be safe. And the sirens are going off outside, which means there is a tornado warning, not just a tornado watch at this point. So we're going to be sitting here waiting for them to see if we need to evacuate, or right now they want us to hold in place, and they're going to wait here while they have a chat, and I think we're going to wait on hockey. I'm not sure. They're going to the benches. They're having a discussion. We'll see what happens here, and I can't tell if he's telling the teams to get off the ice. Apparently, that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to get off the ice, and all of us are supposed to find the nearest exit.
Yeah, so that Davenport right now heading to the bench. 2-2 our score, 6:01 on the clock, as the penalty, or excuse me, 6:01 on the clock.
Yep, the tournament director, Russ, is saying everybody out. Yep, he's asking us to get out. All ACHA officials need to go. We're going to break the broadcast, and we'll come back as soon as we're able to, and they give us the all clear.
Yep, you're watching the ACHA Men's Division I National Tournament.
Make your way downstairs and come in underneath the stands.
Shut up the food. Don't say that. Already.
Oh my God, stop. Stop.
Green, green,
Here we go.
green.
All right, I'm going to count down to 3, 2, 1, go.
And welcome back to Frisco, Texas, the Comerica Center. And we've experienced a weather delay, kind of freaky, and so far in the first 14 minutes, Davenport has not only overcome a 2-goal lead, but also a tornado warning as warm-ups are going on behind me. And oddly enough, Thunderstruck, the choice of song as that's what the University of Michigan, Dearborn, and Davenport will warm up to as you take a look behind us. Ryan Jones, Sam Fleming, I'm Boz Echevarri. Thanks for sticking with us through this weather delay. It's about 5 minutes of warm-up time before we get going, but through the 14 minutes of the second period, we saw Davenport claw their way back into it. And Sam, you actually called it with the juicy rebounds that the Wolverines have been giving up.
Well, you look at that second goal, especially on the man advantage, Davenport's first power play goal. It's a juicy rebound from Proudlock, and it's a tap home goal for the Panthers. But a lot of big rebounds, and Davenport could almost have the lead in this period because of Proudlock's rebound control. Something that Michigan-Dearborn might want to look into and work on, trying to clear it from the slot. Open up the lanes for Proudlock to see, because it's been through traffic where the rebound control has been the poorest.
And Jonesy, like the thing that you mentioned too, you were taking a look at basically Davenport on the other side. Penalties. They've taken a lot of penalties in the last couple minutes before we got into this weather delay. They have to kill a 5-on-3 going back in.
Right, and that's never ideal. Unfortunately, Michigan seemed to take their time out just to set up that 5-on-3, because they were down. They gave up those 2 quick ones, right? And so I think when Coach calls that timeout, it's kind of a reset, right? That's a super important thing. So it's kind of unfortunately that it's likely that timeout's going to go to waste, and now you kind of have to reset. But unfortunately for Davenport, right, is that now that they're on the kill, Michigan with a little bit of energy, a little bit of time to reflect and kind of recover. It'll be interesting to see how both teams with this delay, how their legs will be affected and how it's going to play out.
Yeah, and what is interesting, like you did bring up the point, both these teams have been sitting for about 20, 30 minutes,
yeah.
which is double what you would for an intermission. So that's one of the reasons why we do have the warm-up. But the other thing, how tough it is. You guys have both played high levels of hockey. How tough it is to overcome this kind of weather delay, still function at a high level. Most importantly for the goalies, because they're trying to do their best to keep pucks out of the net right now.
Sam, I'll let you take that one.
Yeah, as I didn't play obviously at the college level, but even competitive hockey, travel hockey, whenever you had a delay like this, whether it be the Zamboni, the glass, or something rare like this, it takes some time to get back there and get used to being on the ice, feeling out with your hands, maybe a little slow, a little tight, but the goalies especially, because they got to work back in their legs, they got to get their motions back together. So obviously it's going to be tough. It's going to be interesting to see how these first couple minutes in the resumption of play go between these two teams.
Well, and I'll add on to your point. It's a weather delay like none other. I was texting my brother, he's asking about the broadcast, and I texted him, was like, actually, we're going to be in a weather delay. And he texts back, in ice hockey, in an arena. This isn't like other sports, like a football game or a baseball game, where you can kind of just jog it out inside, kind of stay loose. Is these guys got their skates on, they got their pads on, you're combined in this small area. I mean, we couldn't really show you guys, but everybody was down near the locker rooms, fans included. There's not a whole lot of things to do to keep your body loose, which is why this 5 minutes is going to be important to loosen up. But most importantly, I would like to think that with only 6 minutes left on the clock, who can come out and dominate that 6 minutes is going to be super important going into the last period, because there's going to be some warm-up adjustment time.
It almost sounds like you want to pepper the goalies with shots.
I would say so. That's not a bad idea.
And if you ask me who that favors, if Dearborn can stretch the ice and get a couple breakaways like they did late in that first period, it could be back in favor of the Wolverines heading into the end of the second.
Yeah, 6:01 left in the second period. Davenport's going to need to kill off a 5-on-3 as we come back. Jay Sewell and Thomas Biondo will have the rest of the call, and we'll send it right to them right now.
And we are back inside the Comerica Center here as
Biondo.
Well, I mean, we've had a little bit of everything so far this tournament, haven't we, Jay?
Yeah, we've had 4 delays due to boards and glass repair, lengthy ones at that. We've had the lights go out when someone in the other rink hit the wrong circuit breakers, and that stopped play. Now we've had a tornado warning that halted the contest for 25 minutes to a half hour. But I have to thank the event staff. I have to thank the Dallas Cowboys and the people here at Comerica Center who got all of us down into the shelter. They kept telling us what was going on outside and that we were safe. And we want to thank everybody for the cooperation. What a good group that we were sheltered with. And lots of humor, lots of goodwill, and you got to love hockey parents.
Yeah, because the Panther fans were right next to the Dearborn fans, and everybody got along. The Dallas Stars people were great, as Jay said. And now it looks like the horn has sounded, so they put 6:01 on the clock and a two-man advantage as we are about to get back to action here. Boy, pick it right up where we left off, huh, Jay?
Yeah, it's a brand new contest. 26 minutes to go in this game as long as there is an overtime, and it's a 2-2, so it's a new game starting right now.
But this is a 5-on-3 power play there. Grow to drive, and he gets the glass on that opportunity. Wasting no time to jump back into the game. Dearborn looking to set up their power play. Plug forcing it wide. It's laid on back, and going to get it will be Spiegel. Grote banging his stick. Grote's got it, moves to the middle, hands it off onto the wing. Back up top, Grote, top of the circle. Now they play it off down low. Grote once again. Wrist shot, that hit a stick, comes right back up top. Straight away as Spiegel, handed off on the wing again. There's a shot, and it was a pass, and Grote couldn't snap it. Shot there, saving the rebound, loose in the slot, cleared. Held in though, one Panther back on the ice. There's a centering pass, that got hit a Panther stick, and it's going to be turned and cleared down the ice for DU.
Well, long change for the Panthers, and they really needed it. They had a lot of energy going there for a whole minute on the ice.
Now they have 1 minute left in this penalty kill to Basich. 5 Wolverines gain the line at once, basically. There is one man back. That is number 24, Brock. It never found its way back to him yet, I should say, as Spiegel's got it, as it's tied up along the far side boards.
It looked like the Mighty Ducks coming up in that
did.
V.
Yeah, that's a great analogy. That's exactly what it looked like, as that shot by Brock gets deflected and goes up and out of play. Quick recap here. Back in the first, Bouchard got his first of the tournament at 3:18. And then at 14:46, Grote got his third. That made it 2-0, which is how we ended period 1. In period 2, Wade Weisgerber would get his first of the tournament, and then Luke Cowan would get his first to tie us up at 2 apiece. And the Wolverines are still in the man advantage. And Pants Grote, it's from the middle on the backside. It didn't come in there. And it's dumped to an open wing as Reinhold was stretched all over the place, and it ends up rolling down the ice.
And those are when you get the bounces, you get the bounces. When you don't, you don't. Oh,
2
and off the iron.
1, and it's a second goal post there of the game for the Wolverines. Now Grote moves it straight along a shot. That was redirected in front. And it got the mesh netting back in front and hopped over the stick at the last second of Bouchard. There's a drive. It got the backboards. Michigan centers it in front. Holford couldn't clear it. Turning and driving, and that's going to be lifted, and it's behind the cage. DU back to full strength. Another shot on. A save is made. It is held by Reinhold, and the Panther fans celebrate.
Wow, I tell you, Reinhold, did you see at that end of that flurry, he just gave his defensive men a nice patent, and those guys really helped him out. They cleared out the sight lines, and he was able to see everything, and we hit a post. We hit everything.
Yeah, I mean, I think Michigan's, that's their third post of the game that they've hit.
Yeah.
I remember 2 for sure, but I think there was a third. And Jason Reinhold keeping the Panthers in. Now let's see, shift after a 2-man kill. Let's see who takes over. It's still Michigan in the offensive zone.
I can get you a defibrillator if you want, Thomas.
No, I'm good so far. I'll let you know. Or if I just hit the deck, then you know. Schnittler passes it across. Outside rim of the circle. That shot got blocked on the way through. DU did a lot of that in that penalty kill. Kyle Schnittler has it back, and he'll take a look. Surveys and plays it across. Gaining the line and throwing it in as Saunders. DU now in possession as they'll look to try to find some offense here after the big penalty kills. Lead feed, it bouncing around up in the air. Saunders gets it to settle. Nicholson knocked it down, and then it's taken away by Fonseca. Fonseca, bad angle shot. Proudlock a save. It's in his glove, and we will get a whistle on a face-off with 3:16 to go. And what I assume will still be period 2, and we'll still have an intermission, but
what energy we saw by both sides. You had the press and the press and the press by Michigan-Dearborn, and then just the defensive moves and clearing out the magic. I mean, the discussions on the bench have got to be just like we said. This is a brand new game. There's 26 minutes, well now 23 minutes to play, and it's like we're starting over. If there's any concern that there would be a slowness to the game and a lethargic setting in after the players got a little cold, I'm sorry, you're wrong.
Yeah, well, the 5-on-3 helps, and I think it helps both teams get right back into it. Dearborn because they wanted to try to cash in. The Panthers because they got to clear it. Now we get a foot race again. Spiegel, he'll grab it outside from the circle. Tried to make a move, and he got cut off. Now puck into the corner. Dunmouth finishes his check. That hits Spiegel. It's loose in the circle, and then got cleared away. Nearly a 2-on-1 in tight for the Wolverines. Trying to fight their way back as the Panthers. Basic got run into by Dunn. Hacked on in, and it's now Spiegel moving in. Fakes the shot, spins around, takes a look. Now he'll just put it down below the goal line. Teed up there by Reinold. Left there as 3 Panthers are having trouble to figure out who's got it. Richard getting in the way as Dawson Richard causing some troubles, and the Wolverines get a turnover, a point shot, a slot shot by Richard, and a save was made. That was Johnson. Wolverines all over it now. Modaf with a check along the boards. Player down on the puck. It's dug out by the Wolverines. They try to get it across to Johnson. Sweep shot doesn't get through, and now DU on it. Panthers will look to clear as they will gain the red and just dump it in deep off the top of the boards, and they need a change.
Yeah, the Wolverines are really trying to make a statement here in the opening minutes of the last part of the second period.
The opening minutes of the replay of the second period is Groh lets one go, a save. Rebound going to be cleared away as Holford came out of nowhere to handle it. That puck off the glass. 2 Panthers are over there. Weisgerber couldn't get it to Holford, but he'll lift the stick of Grote and gain control. Alex Holford tried to drop it off. Basic wasn't there. And it's sent rink wide. Good read by Lale to intercept. Lale gets it across to Holford. He got checked from behind, and Lale took a swipe at it, couldn't get it on goal. Puck played on over to the far side corner. Thrown in front! And a save was made as it was steered back to the line by Proudlock. Lale turns and fires it back in. Weisgerber giving chase. Cowan on it. Weisgerber needs to get to the bench. He's had a long shift, but he'll stay out. Plug has to backhand it around. 1:16 to go in the frenetic second period. Later part of the second period, I guess we'll call it. Cowan angles it in. Weisgerber tries to dig it out. He cannot as he's forced by Severovitz. And now it's dumped down the ice. DU will have to give chase. No icing here.
Yeah, not enough energy, and that's why those players lift the puck as high as they can to take some energy off of it, so when it hits the ground, it doesn't go all the way to the end and create an icing.
As Cowan's shot was deflected, that's going to force 2 men aside into the corner. It's dug out by the Wolverines, and they will bring it on back. This is Spiegel. He had it knocked off, and Ian Thompson brings it back in over the line to get some help, and that's by way of Tyler Plug.
That was a solid back check by the Davenport Panthers.
Good find there by Ian Thompson. He gets it to Cowan. Cowan, a shot. He had the far post. Proudlock knew he was going there and got the blocker in the way. Now maybe numbers for the Wolverines as they come back. Spiegel over the line. Outside rim of the far side circle. He's got a stick in the midsection, and now Ian Thompson runs him off. Time winding down here in period number 2. 13 to go in it. Knocked back in by Dunn, but it was offside, so it clears out to center. DU making a slow change here. I don't know, did they know that the Wolverines had it? And then it's offside as Ames gained the line with 3.2 to go. Shots at 25 apiece, score at 2-all. It's
almost like the Davenport bench forgot that it was a long change, and they needed to come off that bench, and they were all sitting in the neutral zone, and unfortunate for Dearborn, they were offside. Otherwise, they would have had 4-on-2.
And that's what it looks like coming over the line. And off a face-off here, it's going to be 1, and DU's just going to hold it. And we've played 1, and then we played a 1.5, and now we've officially played 2 as conversations brewing at center ice. As it looks like the Panthers will hop down the tunnel first.
That only took 6 minutes for the blood to boil again.
Yeah, that was the fastest second period I feel like I've ever been a part of.
I think it's the fastest, might even be on record for the ACHA.
I tell you what, it's been a wild one, folks. We're going to go ahead and step aside. When we come back, Boz, Jonesy, Sam, they'll have everything you need to know. You are watching the ACHA 2019 National Championship Tournament on the ACHA Network.
Sweatshirts and more. 5 pairs for all ACHA national champions and ACHA Hall of Famers. Every championship ring has a great story,
How's that water taste?
Very.
Is there a little bit more oxygen in there?
It just wasn't cooked all the way through.
We should actually do that just to mess around. Put water in there.
Just drink it.
While Boz is talking, just.
Ooh, that was quick.
Quick.
That was quick.
Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, take it.
And after 40 minutes of hockey, this game's all knotted up. We've had an exceptional storyline, including a tornado warning, which a lot of you probably sat through, and we appreciate you sticking with us through this important, we'll call it a quarterfinal game. It technically is. Winner advances to the semis. And in the particulars of that, semis, they do reseed, so we're still looking on, we're still waiting for the later game in Lindenwood versus Liberty. First, we got to get through this one. Michigan-Dearborn versus, wow.
Davenport.
Davenport.
Dearborn, Davenport.
Yeah, well, we got Ryan Jones, Sam Fleming, I'm Boz Jafari. Apparently I'm older than I really am, but things that you've seen in the first 40.
For me, I think in the first period, all Michigan-Dearborn, right? They were going up and down the ice, a lot of stretch passes, a couple of breakaways, and finishing. And then I think on the other hand, that last 20 was all Davenport. And I think even in that last little break right there, being able to hold off that 5-on-3 by Michigan really shows that the Panthers are not backing down from this tough foe in Michigan-Dearborn.
I've seen a lot of speed from Michigan-Dearborn, and I've also seen a lot of speed from Davenport. Neither team's really holding back from each other. A lot of physicality out there, a little bit of emotion towards the end of that period. Once you get to this national tournament, a lot of these games aren't really feeling out. It's getting straight into it, and the energy's there from the start. But I like how both teams are playing. And this game's been entertaining all the way through this first 40, and I think the last 20 should be as entertaining as the first 40.
Yeah, absolutely. Davenport goals from Wade Weisberger. That was his first goal of the tournament that we saw. The second one that we saw was Luke Cohen. He got his second goal of the tourney. The second one was on the power play. And kind of interesting. We don't really speak of hockey as a tale of two halves, but it might happen today just because of that warning, that long extended break that we had.
Yeah, I think it really could be, and you know what the best part about it is that we got 20 minutes to decide who's going to move on to the semifinals. I mean, these guys are going to come out strong, they're going to come out fast, and now they've had a lot of time to game plan and kind of refocus, and now that they've actually had their feet touch ice, warm up for a little bit, play hard for those 6 minutes. You know, I would think that both teams are going to come out explosive and, you know, come out gunning for this final third period.
Absolutely, I agree with you, Jonesy. But the thing that'll be interesting, too, even after that long extended break, now you got to go sit through an intermission break once again. So how will that affect the players coming out onto the ice? Who will get out with the quicker start? It looked like Dearborn had a little bit of the momentum in that 6 minute stretch we had after the delay. I think Davenport did have some good chances as well.
And I think when it comes to winning a championship, right, you have a couple of key things that every team has, and that's trusting each other and being mentally tough, right? It's not just all the physical stuff. It's being able to lock in, believe in your teammates, to your right, to your left, and coming out here and just believing that you're going to get that job done. So I think that this team that can weather the storm, excuse my pun, will be able to make a lot of noise in these next 2 days for semifinals and a championship. I would not be surprised if the winner of this game is represented in the championship on Tuesday.
Yeah, speaking of weather and going with puns, Iowa State, the Cyclones, they beat Ohio earlier today. Jonesy, things that you saw from that game?
I saw, you know, a back and forth game. Ohio is a really tough team to beat. They're physical, they were fast, they had a couple of, you know, nationally regarded players. And I think that they showed resiliency, especially being able to get a late goal. And then I think it was, you know, around almost 10 minutes of kind of fending off that Ohio attack, especially with a pole goalie. I think the Cyclones are a great team moving forward. You know, I wouldn't be surprised as well if they're representing out of those first 2 games today.
Tornado Alley, maybe they're favored by the hockey gods right now. Sam, you actually had the call for Minot State and Adrian College, and that actually saw Adrian College going down, so we will have a new national champion in 2019. Things you picked up during that call?
Well, it didn't look like the Adrian we saw from last year at the start of this year. The Bulldogs just seemed on the run the entire game just because of how good Minot was with their speed and their physicality. Even though when Minot was down 1-0 after the first 40, they still were the better team and were actually out shooting Adrian by 10 or 12 shots around that time. And then when that period came around and Kyle Lipinski got that first goal of the game, it just opened the floodgates for Minot State. And Adrian was never able to get anything established in the offensive zone. They got a couple goals, but not a lot of solid puck movement. And I think Minot, honestly, this is a team hungry for some redemption. The #1 seed last year, knocked out by Illinois in the semifinals. I think they could be a team to compete in that national tournament and potential national tournament final and potentially win it.
The nightcap we have is going to be, it's actually be Liberty versus Lindenwood. Lindenwood, the #1 seed, 1 versus 8. But really quickly, before we go to break, what do you want to see in the third period?
For me in the third period, I want to see the Wolverines just stretch it out the ice. I mean, they did it in the first 20. It worked. And sometimes those stretch passes can be high risk, high reward. But these guys have the flat out talent and speed to beat this Davenport team with those kind of stretch passes and those highlight reel plays.
Really quickly for you, Davenport, Sam.
For Davenport, just go hard to the net and crash for rebounds. We've seen Proudlock give up a bunch. If they can get a rebound goal, they could possibly take the lead and maybe take advantage of this game. So just get some traffic in front of the net and go hard.
Hopefully the last 20 coming up next. We thank you for joining us. Stay tuned, and we're going to go right to break. After that break, the last 20 minutes between Michigan and Davenport coming up on the ACHA Network.
the answer. You studied for this. Come on. Timmy! Come on, Timmy. You got this, son. Pencil to paper. Focus. Come on, Timmy. Focus. Focus. Take the puck. There you go. Skate. Skate. Pass it. You call that a pass? What are you doing? You missed the puck. Come on.
Skating was hard at first. Sometimes I fell, but I always got back up. Now when I'm skating, I feel like a rocket, or maybe a race car. Something really fast. It's my second favorite feeling. Scoring is my favorite. I think I like it even more than birthday cake.
Davenport helped me believe I could get my bachelor's.
Take online classes.
I could be a student again. Get my degree.
I could get a scholarship. Davenport
Help me believe. Davenport helped me believe
in myself.
I could start a new career.
Run a nonprofit. Get my bachelor's.
Davenport helped me believe
I could get the job. The job.
the promotion.
Tu carrera.
Davenport University. Careers in business
Technology.
and health.
跟上世界的脚步。
Apply today.
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 Apply today.
Get where the world is going.
There are a few things that come along that change the course of history. Inventions or developments that reshape society. They usually aren't appreciated at first. In fact, they're often scoffed at. What good will that be?
Hello?
Surely that can't be practical. But then, slowly, over time, the greatness of these achievements become manifest. Until one day, you ask yourself how you ever lived without them. That's the nature of turning points. They bring us to new roads and new heights. They open doors we never thought possible. So it's important that we go forward together.
I'm here with Gina.
That our growth might not just benefit the great, but the good also. In small ways, and in grand ones.
Dad.
The test of our progress is not whether we add more to the abundance of those who have much. It is whether we provide enough for those who have too little.
At Wilson Electronics, we push every day to amplify the power of communication, to connect those who love and those who cannot live without it.
Dallas, Texas, in a stadium that has been sold out for months, the Cotton Bowl.
Notre Dame leading 17-14. 1:10 remaining in the game, and Texas will Street at quarterback. Street gets to the second man for a touchdown for Texas.
The 2020 Bridgestone NHL Winter Classic, an annual celebration of hockey's heritage. Tickets on sale April 23rd. The Cotton Bowl, New Year's Day. It's gonna be a classic.
The Dallas Stars have put on camps like this, and we're just really trying to build hockey in the communities around Dallas.
Learn to skate and play hockey for free at Children's Health Star Centers. All throughout DFW, kids ages 4 to 14 can join Rookies programs presented by Lexus. Equipment is included and kids will get a free jersey to take home. For more information, visit dallasstars.com/rookies.
Thomas, that's Jay, and we have deja vu as it feels like we've given you a second intermission update.
Yeah, here we are again, and we've been sitting here listening to the tunes that Andy Storrs, the PA announcer, has put up on, and it seems like we're in the movie Rock of Ages right now.
Well, I noticed he played Thunderstruck right when we first came back, and I thought that was very apropos.
Yeah, and if, for those of you just joining the broadcast, we had a pretty lengthy 25 delay as there was a tornado warning. Sirens went off. They asked people, everybody cooperated. So, but here we are again. So let's recap where we are. We've got shots 25 to 25. They've evened up and a 2-2 score, and we've got one period of hockey left unless we go into overtime with a 2-2 score. Against
two teams very evenly matched, it would appear, because shots after one were 12-12. Shots after two, 25-25. The score 2-2. Does it get any closer than that?
And it's interesting that there's been intensity at both sides. With Dearborn, I feel they're more thinking about muscling their way through this 20 seconds, and I think Davenport is thinking about thinking their way through this next period. And it's do you work harder or do you work smarter or both? And that's what both teams will have to settle out here in the final frame.
Scores! Well, Dearborn will start with thinking with the goal. A 3-on-2 that ended up getting back to the point, and Schnettler, I believe, either will get the goal or a redirection, and Dearborn has taken a 3-2 lead.
Yeah, that happened so quickly, and that lefty and when you activate the D, that's what happens. They don't have a lot of points from the back end, but they really do dish it off. And here we are with all of a sudden 3-2. We were just talking about how even this contest has been.
That was weird because it looked like that Reinhold was moving to the near post and then it beat him far post. I'm not sure but it did look like there was a lot of traffic in front. So either way you cut it, it's still a lead for Michigan at 3-2 now. Puck to the far side corner as the Panthers look to get back on it. That's going to be flipped around to the near side corner, pushed on by Cunningham. It is Schnettler's goal. And it's going to sounds like it's going to be an unassisted goal as Spiegel brings it in on the offside, and we will have a face-off right in front of the Davenport bench with 18:52 to go here in the third.
Well, that brought both crowds going. You've got the cheering going on for the Dearborn fans with the goal, and you've got a contest here going with Denver talking about the Panthers.
And I don't know if we've had a dueling chant yet in this tournament. This might be our best two fan bases that we've had out here so far.
It certainly is. Maybe we should talk them into doing the wave as long as we have everybody's cooperation in the tunnel for a little bit.
Well, they've stayed long enough to be able to get through a weather storm. Now look out here. It could be a 2-on-1, and that slithered wide and comes around to the near side corner. It works its way back to the point. Good job turning and putting it back in as Barlow. Michigan controlling everything on the outside. Dalton's pinned to the boards. Modaf tying it up there, but it's dug out by Hodgson. Hodgson now pinned to the boards. Still, though, the Wolverines able to maintain possession. Two men down low each way. Dalton looking to dig it out. It gets pushed over to the corner and just sent right back deep by Michigan, as this is what they want to do, keep the puck 200 feet away from their own net. Shoveled ahead by Modaf, played ahead by Basic. Weisgerber couldn't knock it down. but now he'll just sweep it in control, coming back the other way, Asarovitz. Give and go, gets it back. Here he comes through the middle. Lays it off on the wing, and they're going to say that I believe it was Chase Best was just a step ahead of the play and offside.
Yeah, we don't have the cameras down the blue line, but even from up here, you could see that there was white paint behind his left skate and in the attacking zone. So that was a good call by the refs. And yeah, you got to wonder what was said in the locker room. And maybe it was that, hey, we're coming in here as the number 2 seed. Let's make sure that we demonstrate that when we come out into the period. And Souvenir goes off and over the glass.
Yep. So we'll have another face-off again. And coaches have had a lot of time and chances to talk to their team here in this game.
Yeah, it's been really interesting, all the delays we've had. But again, I got to hand it to the event staff and the people here in Frisco, how well we've been treated, and our interests are in their best thoughts. So we appreciate everything they've done for us.
Absolutely, it's been fantastic, and I'm sure everybody would echo that sentiment. Echoing the sentiment now is the Panthers looking to get the equalizer with 17 and a half to go, and their first breakout there was easily intercepted by the Wolverines. Reinhold takes a look. He was pressured there by LaForest, but DU was able to break it, and the Panthers come to center. Look out here on a 2-on-2. Great job back checking by Silas Johnson as he kind of broke up that 2-on-2 with good skating, and now the Wolverines come back with a 3-on-2. They push it in, trying to create a 2-on-1, but the Panthers are able to turn back. Bumped off by Plug, played around and grabbed by Ian Thompson. He's got to get his head up as he was forced into the boards by Nichols, but fought 3.
That was good back checking by the Panthers.
3-on-4 on that opportunity as DU had one less guy. Ogden slips down, and the puck's just going to come out to center. Lail on it. He'll wire it up, put it right on goal. Proudlock's got it, and he'll keep it in play.
Yeah, both goalies have really done this whole tournament. The goalies have been probably the biggest stars.
I cannot disagree with that. That is a true statement as that puck's redirected out of play. So we're going to have a face-off at center ice right in front of Jay and I here at the near side dot across from the Davenport bench.
Our cameraman, Justin, down the corner, he didn't even move as that puck whistled right over the top of his head.
Had a lot of great cameramen, and the broadcasters done a nice job as well throughout the course of this tournament. Our production staff, AJ Bolden, Andrew Saunders, Matt Coma, they've been fantastic. Really appreciate everybody that's allowed us to put these games on for you folks here as the Panthers will wind it up and look to get the offense going here. Keegan Miller couldn't handle that pass, a turnover at center, and this is kind of the problem that the Panthers had in the first period. They gained control in their zone, but their outlet passes were not working, and Michigan was able to turn it back offensively.
Yeah, it's their outlet pass is still inside the zone, whereas you can see what the Wolverines do. They're always outside the zone. They always put a winger out in the neutral zone rather than inside the defensive zone, and that gives them that extra step to get moving through the zone.
Now the Panthers will carry it out this time, and they move in on a 3-on-5 as their D-men are changing. A shot on was held and saved by Proudlock, but again, if you're a Panther fan, at least you got the ice flipped finally.
Well, yeah, that was actually a really nice move, coming up the ice with Fonseca. He did a nice skate and got a shot on goal. And again, any shot on net, you just never know.
And what do we got?
We're going to reset.
Oh, no, we got a penalty, I think.
There might be a discussion. Maybe the clock didn't move?
No, I think for sure he made a very... Nobody knows, I don't think, what he's calling, but he keeps signaling that somebody's off.
No, I think it's the clock didn't start. That would be my guess. I wasn't watching the clock, but usually when they do that, yeah, they're coming over to have a chat. Oh, no, we're going to have a penalty.
Yeah, I was going to say he made a very clear signal towards the bench. They're playing the penalty song here in the building, and I didn't see what Dunn did, but he's going off 2 minutes.
Yeah, and they're actually coming to the benches to explain what happened because I don't think either bench knows what happened.
We don't, I tell you that.
Yeah, we're sitting here watching the game. It's just a few yards from us, and I didn't pick up anything. Given the way they've let them play so far, it didn't look like there was any infraction. So let's see what happened here.
I wonder if it was something like maybe a closing the hand on the puck off the original face-off, something like that. But the Panthers will take it. They have a power play goal tonight, and they need another one to get even here if they can.
Here comes Andy.
They get a big collision behind the net.
Yeah, delay game, you're right.
So that's hand on the puck. So
yeah, that's closing your fist on the puck.
Yep. That pass speared away on a really nice read by Schnettler, who had the goal that cut it to 1. That puck hit the official, and it's a play on as it didn't go out of play.
I'm sure that was unintentional.
Oh, absolutely. Purely by chance, of course. Gessler throws the brakes on, tried to get it to Holford. He did, but couldn't maintain control. Weisgerber, a wrap attempt, and it came right through and out the other side. Going to get it is going to be Austin Thompson. Played to Gessler, who had no time, so he just wired it in, and that's going to be sent down the ice, and it's going to be teed up by Reinhold with 1:12 to go here in the power play for DU.
Yeah, this is that opportunity that they need to get that equalizer, and let's see, they've got just under a minute to be able to bring it up ice and see if they can put the power play together.
Good job there by Tyler Dalton, making a defensive play and forcing DU all the way back. And we said they were back with 1:10. Now they're back with 50. He single-handedly kills 20 seconds off. DU will try again this time. It's Cowan getting in left wing side. Cuts to the middle on a rising shot. Wouldn't go. Pinching down the wall was Lael to keep it in. DU was heading back, and as a result, Michigan will get a relatively easy clear. Reinhold's going to fire it up. It's going to be grabbed by Cowan, and he'll turn at center. Cowan gains the line, hands it off to Lael. Lael puts it in the boots of a teammate. It's
that was a beautiful play, but just a couple of sticks and feet in the way.
Yeah, if it could have connected, it might have worked, but did not do so, and the Wolverines get another clear. Keegan Miller now lays it off into the middle. They will gain the zone onside. Cowan got a big hit thrown on him by Brock. Lael now, the defenseman, he's in deep, tied up along the boards. 4 seconds remaining in the power play. You can hear the stick being banged. Cowan now, shot, goal was.
Ooh, rebound was there, and there it is.
It is a missed score! What is that? Unbelievable! As Nicholson, I think, as it hopped out of Proudlock's glove, are they going to take a look to see if it's goaltender interference here?
Yeah, Proudlock turned around immediately and was pleading his case, so he believes that he was bumped. So let's see what happens here. There's nothing.
No.
Is he saying high stick?
Let's see. Maybe a stick makes contact. There's a shot by Cowan. The redirection. It's thrown back behind him.
No, he thought it. I think he thought it came up from up above rather than down below. That's the only argument you could possibly have.
Hit with a high stick. I thought maybe you thought like a stick hit him in the head, but maybe hit with a high stick.
Yeah, I think he thought when he heard it clang off the top bar that somebody had their stick above their head and jammed that in. But they're going to take a look at this. So, tell you, we've been in this situation before where we've thought it was clear in the booth, and the refs got it right after the. It's not always what you're looking at; it's what you see.
Yep.
There's a big difference there when you're looking at something versus what you see, and they have to. Right now, they're not looking at the play; they're trying to see the play.
I don't know. The coaches are upset at the Davenport bench. I wonder if they got a sneak preview of what was being said. But here we are. We see that the officials are taking a look at it. Our initial thought is good goal, but we'll see if they see something different on the review.
Well, it was it was called on the ice. So again, it takes an unquestionable change of events on that they see something different on the video review to take this goal off the ice, and it's called a good goal on the ice. Something would have to happen for them to take it off, and I think we're going to get the signal right now. And it is a good goal.
And
McCambridge makes the call. He's coming over to explain it. Even the coaches are saying, nope, they're just Dearborn, good sportsmanship. They're just clapping, and he just walked by, and they knew it.
That was you don't see that very often. The ref went over to explain to the bench he expected to be mad, and nobody was paying him any attention.
Nope, he just the assistant was clapping and says, okay, just we get it.
All right, so we've drawn back even at 3 now. And again, shots 29-27 in favor of the Panthers. That's a power play goal. We'll see who got a stick on that last. Gessler has it at center for DU. That's sent on through and kicked ahead by Austin Thompson. Thompson played it into the sticks of Ian Thompson. That didn't connect. And now 3 Wolverines come to center. It seems like we've said that a lot. In a hurry. Oh, but leaving the puck behind was Spiegel. Pushing it further as Austin Thompson couldn't handle it. Schnettler's going to go D-to-D. Lead feed through the middle finds its mark in Bouchard. Dearborn will turn back as Schnettler will take a look. Laying it on back to Richards. Richard with a lead feed. Played on as it's redirected on. Now they drop it off. Coming down the left wing side to the net they go, and that was broken up by the Panthers. They may have time for a 3-on-2. Ian Thompson goes. One of their players peels off and goes off for a change. Thompson, the
Trailer.
trailer's wide. Gerber, no. Rebound is bouncing in the high slot. The Wolverines come up with it. They go end-to-end now. Tyler Grote looking to cut on through. He makes a move in a second. Then he got pushed off, but still got a backhand shot towards the cage. Weisgerber finds it for the Panthers, plays it on, and it's carried on now by Sam Basic. Basic 1-on-3, got knocked off, couldn't keep the puck any further.
That was pretty close to a slew foot.
Lead feed is going to go to Reinhold, and he has seen enough and will take a breath here.
Wow, what a change of events that occur, and you got to hand it. The Panthers have never had the lead, but they keep bringing themselves back, and Reinhold's giving them all the opportunity in the world to stay in this game. And we've got 12-15 left. Shots are 30-27 in favor of the Panthers. We have a 3-3 score. We entered this period in a 2-2 score, and shots even at 25-25.
Yeah, so that gives you an idea how close these are. This is the 2-7 matchup. Not really sure what the matchup, who the winner of this game will play, because they'll reseed the Final Four. We already have had 5 and 6 advance. So this is the 2-7 matchup and the 1-8 matchup. The Liberty Flames and the Lindenwood Lions coming up after this one. As Walker Orend has it for the Panthers, and he will stand behind Reinhold, who signals he wants his mates to settle down, and DU is going to come behind the net and grab it. Keegan Miller plays it rink wide. Long feed is redirected in by Fonseca. Proudlock plays it into the corner. That's so helpful when you got that goaltender that can make that play, but it's turned over by the Wolverines.
Oh, stepping on the puck, the slipperiest thing on the ice.
Yep, the Panthers couldn't take advantage of it, and it's turned over again. They move in, looking to cut to the middle. Sent rink wide, but it was behind and unable to handle it cleanly with Silas Johnson. Bouncing puck, Keegan Miller couldn't pull it in. He'll now just turn and spike it in. Sign for his mates to go off on a change as he heads off, looking kind of tired on his way as 3 Wolverines again break out. They go left wing first. They move to the middle, and it's going to be carried in the middle. Trying to get wide is the defenseman, Asarovich. He is put to the boards, but he fights through, gains the puck on his forehand. They hand it off down low and play it up to the top of the circle. There's a shot, scores! Hodgson with a bullet bar down, and the Wolverines have retaken the lead.
Yeah, Reinhold's reaction to that shot was late, so you can tell he did not see that shot coming in. The puck was in the back of the net by the time he raised that glove and made that motion to keep it out of the net. So, wow, all of a sudden there's a goal fest going on here in the third period. I don't know if the rest did the lads good, but yeah, we've got a goal fest going.
Yeah, it was a shot. You could see a bullet shot from the top of the circle, and there might have been traffic, there may not have been, but that thing gets the back of the net. And Hodgson's now, again, one of those secondary scores for the Wolverines, has got a big one here. Can the Panthers respond again under 11 to go?
Well, we're getting a goal every 4 minutes or so.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Let's open it up a little bit.
Yeah, 12 minutes, 3 goals, yeah.
Turning at center is going to be Guidelock. He'll play it across to his D partner and get it right on back. Guidelock sweeps it up to center. It was teed up there, and it's just going to be fired in by Modaf. Proudlock came out to slow it up. Ogden along the wall looking to keep it in. The Wolverines do a good job getting it out as Bouchard did that. Bouchard back on it again. They touch it in over the line. Bouchard going free to the net. It's gloved down and going. Schnettler's going to have to be the first to play it. He will. That could have been dangerous as the Wolverines have had chances come up the middle of the ice the majority of this game here so far, Jay.
Yeah, they've tried to box him out, but just the size and speed has been able to push all the play to the outside, leaving Main Street wide open. Here we go again.
Yep, Halford had it back checked off. Halford banging his stick like he wanted it back after Grote took it away. And Halford lost it again. This time it'll at least clear the zone as one of the Panther captains shot out of a cannon, but it's time for the Wolverines to get back to it.
Yeah, and you notice the difference in play here when the Wolverines take to the ice. They have no one in the defensive zone. Everybody's in the neutral zone, ready to attack the attack zone.
Nichols' shot went wide. As to your point, they are not sitting back, and we've talked about it a lot. Teams that have sat back on leads have ended up really having close calls. So it's a smart play by the Wolverines. Play your game.
Play your game, be aggressive, and press. It seems to be working for him.
Lead feed on the backhand. Will find its mark as it was tipped in there by Barlow. Panthers come back 3 over the line if they hurry. It's going to end up being a 2-on-3, but good speed getting wide. A little bit of a move, and it's saved, and the rebound. Proudlock just did everything he could to hold that far post, and he did. Great work by Thomas Proudlock.
Wow, that was a good chance, thwarted by the goalie, and again, he's battling. This last couple of shots he's had to battle for, and it's good on him. We watch as it comes in. It's loose, and he covers it.
Nicholson tried to flip it up and roll it up his arm. That didn't work, and we're going to need this media timeout. I need to catch my breath. I'm sure you do too, Jay. We're going to step aside when we come back. We'll have the conclusion of this one. You are watching the 2019 Men's ACHA Division I Men's Championship.
The 2019 ACHA National Championships are brought to you by Budget Car Rental, the preferred rental agency of the ACHA. Hogan Transportation, official tournament partners of the 2019 ACHA National Championships. Edge Protect, protecting goalie skate blades since 2004 and official sponsor of the 2019 ACHA National Championships.
One more piece, come on. Let's grab another one. Let's go, baby. Yeah, great, Stoltz.
And we are back. Let's give you a reset. 9:02 on the clock. Wolverines on top 4-3. They are being outshot by 2, but the more important stat is the score, and they're out by 1.
Yeah, and they have not sat back. At first I thought they were playing a trap in the neutral zone, but actually it's an offensive move rather than defensive move to make sure that they can bring the puck up fast without any delays. They're not going back around their net. They're not going back into their zone, circling back. They want to press this game from the center ice all the way into the attacking zone and see how Davenport deals with it.
Well, if you're 200 feet away from the opposing net, then it's going to be real tough to score. So the thought process sounds good sounds like a good thought process, I should say, for Dearborn, as they're going to lift one high here. Gessler's going to glove it down, but Bouchard's going to take it away on a offside call, I guess, or was there a hand pass signal?
I didn't see the hand pass signal, but I think number 7, Justin Dunn, the captain, was over the line just a tad. And again, we're at an angle here, whereas the linesman has a direct sight of what that line is.
So Davenport's trying to sneak a late change on. That's not going to be allowed. As some little bit of gamesmanship as 25 will skate off, and Brock will settle in with his line mates Throat and number 17 Nichols.
That was interesting. They waited for the puck to drop for the one to change and make that change, and there you go.
Grote had a good opportunity short side, but a save was made by Reynolds, and another offensive zone face-off for the Wolverines. They are more than happy to have this.
Yeah, they've got to be able to, the Panthers need to shut this down here and get moving up ice and figure out how to, and maybe rather than trying to come up right through the middle as a unit, maybe flood aside and send a trailer in up the other side and just dump and chase.
I really think that we're seeing some line matchups for one of the few times in this tournament. Spiegel's shot! Boy, that came on quick because they pulled off the Grote line because they saw the Holford line coming out, and they bring on the Bouchard line again. So I think Dearborn is going to try to play a little defensive matchups here. With having the last change, you might as well, right?
Yeah, you might as well take advantage of what the rule book says.
Holford on the backhand. That hit Dunn and didn't get anywhere. Dunn again taking it away. Dogged work by Dunn. He takes a look to see where everybody else is as the the Panthers will try again. Basic looking to get in. He got run out of real estate and brought down.
Yeah, he had no puck support there. They still are trying to get 3 guys on the ice off the Panther line.
So the Wolverines now go. Stretch pass was out of the reach of Grote. That's going to go wide, and an icing call upcoming as Orange will get back and touch it with 7:50 to go. And the Panthers still with a 1-shot lead, and I'm really looking at shots because, again, 12-12 after one, 25-25 after two, and we're still within one with 7:50 to go.
Yeah, it's both teams have been fighting, and you've got Grote out there for Michigan, number 91. I don't know if he's double shifting or if he just doesn't come off.
He has come off because I saw him, like I said, for that defensive change, he did come off. That's going to be cleared around, and that's going to go down. I think it hit a Panther player, so there should be no icing here. Nope.
That's interesting. Even the assistant captain's coming over and asking about it because I thought it touched the Panther player as it went out the zone.
In the back, I
thought
it
went behind the glass, but linesman did not have good sight of that, so he called what he thought he saw.
Yep, and so Saunders upset with that call, but so the Panthers will actually Dearborn, I believe, is going to use this opportunity to take a timeout.
That's what it looks like. There's some discussion about that, just either bringing it back to neutral ice as opposed to that. But it's just it's interesting. It's Davenport who's having the discussion with coach. I think they'd want to leave that right where it is.
Yeah, I mean, but coaches are definitely allowed to use their timeouts, so I'm not sure what the issue is there.
He might want to rest his players. They were out there for a while. Yep. I mean, we just called Grote's name and says he ever come off the ice. He was out there for almost a minute, and an icing would put him back out on the ice. So, you got to rest those players. And again, that's a coaching move, well-coached team.
And you're seeing Phil Sweeney drawing something up on the board, and as you said, he's trying to be a good coach for his squad, see if he can draw up the equalizer. Meanwhile, the Wolverines, as you mentioned, good coaching over there and not leaving their players out to dry for too long.
Yeah, and I think Sweeney, this is an opportunity he may have twice to say, look, we've got 7:34. Let's chat about if we get down into the 2-minute mark so that we're not rushing. Let's if we get down to that and need to start making some actions to pull the goalie, let's have a little chat about that now so it's not panic mode when we get down inside the 2 minutes.
That's a very good point by you, Jay, as the referees come over as the timeout has wrapped up and the Wolverines are heading back out onto the ice as well. Proudlock's been steady today for the Wolverines as he's gotten 30 saves so far in this one, and I'm sure he'll be adding to that total in the final 7+. Face-off win gets the guide lock. He's going to find an open wing, far side corner. Schnettler in there trying to take it away, but the Panthers are able to find it. Walk out shot by Cowan, that got blocked, and Cowan's got it again. It got poked away from him into the corner. Good puck support by the Wolverines, and they're going to chop it down. And let's see what we got here with Lale going down, and that's going to be an icing call there. And again, Wolverines will be unable to change.
Saunders just skated by the linesman and like, you kidding? Come on.
Although I think it's something that I've kind of noticed in the began to notice. You notice Grote didn't come out on there. So I believe if you take your time out, you can even bring out fresh skaters after an icing call. So they took, again, what we talked about, good coaching. Meanwhile, we've got numbers back the other way. Looking to get wide is Bouchard. 15 and Mays. Cuts to the middle. Puck is free in the crease and cleared out. It's taken away, though, as the Panthers turn it over, but they do at least clear the zone. Brock drops it on back. Cunningham with it now. Cross-ice stretch feed. Oren's going to come back, and that's going to be an icing call on the Wolverines, and another offensive zone face-off coming up for DU.
Wow, that's 3 icings in a row, but you do have the lead. It's a little bit living dangerously given the sniper power that Davenport's putting out there and the quickness and the quick hands that these kids have.
They put Halford out with Thompson. I don't believe that's been a normal pair in this game. So, and they're out. He's out with 21 Miller. Those are the 3 leading scorers for the Panthers. So Phil Sweeney feeling the pressure here as Halford will spin back. They get it to Oren straight away. That shot hit a high stick. It's good as it was touched by a Wolverine. Miller on the backhand, couldn't get it deeper. And the Wolverines get it to center. Gessler on it. He's being forecheck pressured in the center ice zone, and that forces the turnover. Cunningham flips it high and into the penalty box. So again, since that originated in their zone, they won't be able to complete a change, but I do believe they had gotten most of their lines changed on before.
Yeah, I think they did, and our best friend Tyler Grote's back out there, and he is leaning on his stick. He just wants this next 6 minutes to pass as quick as they possibly can.
Well, 24 games and 49 points, 32 goals. That's the guy. You know, you want your guys out there, a guy that can, and with any given time, any given shot, can give you a 2-goal lead. So I'm sure that's why he's seeing the shifts here. Guidelock's going to come over and keep it in. He was pressured by the aforementioned Grote. Rebound comes to Nicholson. Nicholson spun away but couldn't keep the puck with him. Lead feed, well, they actually didn't connect. Plug makes a move and then a second, and Proudlock with a glove save, and Nicholson gets a helmet gloved at as he just kind of skated in front of Proudlock, and as the Wolverines should, they make sure that they know, or Nicholson knows, that's not really nice.
No, coming into the paint and or even shoving, not something that's always going to get you a glove wash or a little rabbit punch.
Rabbit punch, I haven't heard that one in a while. I like that. Panthers all lined up for their offensive zone face-off, and the Wolverines set up for their defensive zone draw. The draw won by the Wolverines. They will take a look, and holding it patiently is best. He's going to hit it off the glass. Barlow knifed it down. They look to get it back to Barlow on kind of a give-and-go play, but Miller has it. Miller sends it on over to Austin Thompson. Thompson a shot, and that was blockered away into the corner. Best on it again. He'll rip it around. It's stopped and now brought back by Hodgson. He's got the game winner if it stands, and he'll gain the line and backhand it in. Time for the Wolverines to get a couple of fresh forwards out. Panthers will do the same as they look to bring it out from behind their net. 5:30 to go in this one. There's a lead feed that was too far. No icing, though. Proudlock came out to play it. They get it to the half boards. Austin Thompson a check. That was thrown on, looking to keep it in, and it ends up coming out to center. Halford gains the line. He'll drop it off to Guidelock. That puck's going to bounce into the circle. Quickly, it's handed on to Halford, who tried to wrap. It's up in the air. Oh! Proudlock reached back and kept it out. That hit the stick of Guidelock and stays in, and now it's going to be shoveled down. What a play by Proudlock right there.
Wow, the athleticism that young lad showed is fabulous.
It's Austin Thompson now with a little bit of a drag. He'll get it to Halford. Halford had it roll off his stick. He's got to get it back, and he does. Gives it to Oren. That shot blocked by the Wolverines. Cleared out to center ice. Guys starting to sacrifice the body here.
It's a good press by the Davenport Panthers right now to try and get that equalizer.
Halford sends it rink wide. Nobody in as they were taking a slow change. That's going to give the Wolverines an opportunity to bring it back. Looking to lower the shoulders, Andrew Spiegel. Spiegel got stood up for his for his efforts. Then he stands up and gets right back into the play against Richard. The Panthers come up with it. 3 aside. It's shoveled off right wing side. Gaining the line. Cutting to the middle. They move on in. A shot that hit off the glove and got knifed down. Play on here. They couldn't tuck it to the middle as the Wolverines put 4 bodies in front of that. Not a good defensive play. Gessler couldn't handle it cleanly. But Richard wanted to get through. Could not. And the Panthers set up. Keegan Miller over the red line. Takes a look. Carries it in left wing side over the blue. There's a shot redirected in front. I think Weisgerber got a stick on it.
What a nice tip.
And Proudlock was there. Past to Fonseca, didn't find its mark. The Wolverines really collapsing down low, not allowing the Panthers anything. There's a shot, and that skitters wide. It's going to rim around to the near side boards, come up, and it's chopped out to center ice. Clock winks down to the final 3:43. Winding up is Ian Thompson. He's forced back on a good defensive play by Nichols. Thompson comes up to it, and he'll wire it in. Proudlock comes out to play it. It got by him. Ames is now going to hold it to the boards. He looks for a whistle. It's dug out by DU. Thrown to the middle. Guidelock handles it on the backhand. He makes a move, throws it towards the cage. It skitters wide. Cowan to go get it into the far side corner. Outside rim in that circle. Couldn't get the pass across. Second effort. It's turned over. Bouncing puck all over the place, and now it's going to get out and maybe numbers for the Wolverines. Instead, getting back to play it is going to be Ian Thompson. He'll gain the red. Gets cut off. But it's backhanded in by Ogden. Onside play here. Good job by Grote on the back check there. And a shot on him. Proudlock's got it. And they all hug each other and say, let's stay standing with 3:03 to go in this one.
Yeah, they had a little prayer circle there in the paint. Both sides praying. One praying that it was in. The other praying that it stayed out. But yeah, it was laying right on the chest of Proudlock, and his defensive partner just came up and hugged him to make sure that puck was squeezed against his chest.
3:03 on the clock. Panthers now up to 37 shots, as you would expect, as they're looking to get the equalizer.
They're pushing. They're really pressing. It's they've got the energy and the desire.
Wolverines win the draw, and they're going to end up sending it back. Grote will play it on to number 27, Nick Azarosovitz. It gets as far as the line, not out, but a good job there by Hodgson to tie up his man. DU was able to keep it in, though. There's a puck that's rolled up on the big, and Nicholson is down.
There's going to be a penalty here.
I missed that behind the play, but...
No, he threw him against the boards.
And the Panthers, who have scored on their last 2 power play opportunities, are going to go to the man advantage here again.
Well, it's hard to say because the energy was really in Davenport's favor. They were really buzzing the net, and I guess Best just decided that the best thing to do for Best was to take a penalty.
Did you get enough Bests in there? You happy you want to get one more?
No, I'm good.
Okay, cool. As Best, actually, he was the one that went off for the big cross check back in the second period, too.
Well, sometimes when you play close to the edge that you just tip over the line a little bit, and what's the saying? There's a fine line between a salesperson and a con artist, and you want to make sure you never cross that line.
In 11, that's really kind of odd. In 11 games played, he has a total of 9 penalty minutes. Picks up his 4th here of this one.
Well, you're in the national championship. You have an opportunity to move on. You've got to protect that one goal. You've got a goalie back there who's been keeping you in this game. And, sometimes your judgment is, I got to do this now.
Yep. Let's see here. The Panthers are coming out. I'm not sure what the delay was. They may have just given everybody a chance to catch their breath, and frankly, I appreciate it. With 2:47 to go, the Panthers will go on a power play. Face-off as Justin Dunn settles in to take it. It's won by Alex Halford from DU. They get it over to Austin Thompson. It was deflected, a set play, or at least it looked like a set play. Good stick by the Wolverines to get in the way.
Yeah, they got what they wanted. They got the draw. They were going to send it out to the back quarterback on the back line, and good stick getting in the passing lane.
They can't get in there, but they get it to Halford straight away. He'll shovel it off to Weisgerber. A rising shot gets the glass. Rebound is poked away by Schnettler. Ends up into the corner where it's passed off to Weisgerber. Weisgerber gives it to Reiter. Played through and out of the zone. DU's got to regroup. Austin Thompson fires one over. Reiter brings it in over the line. He's harassed there by number 22, Spiegel. Spiegel looks to push it out to center, and he does. DU's got to try again here on the power play. It's got 1:19 remaining on it. Swiped that by Halford. It's slowed up and fired right back down, and a good play by Bouchard. And Reinhold's got to tee it up. Under 2 to go, 1:09 to go on the man advantage. Panthers will wrap and look to bring it out. Reinhold coming along with them. Net will be empty. It'll be 6-on-4. Fonseca takes a look, kind of dumps it in very carefully. It gets stuck up behind the net, fired off the boards and down the ice. Everybody's swiping at it. They couldn't do it. Good work by Spiegel. No icing here because of the power play. Panthers start 200 feet away from their own ice, and they will wind up. 3 of them break out from their own end. All of the Wolverines are back in the zone. They lose a stick, goes flying. Keegan Miller hands it off. Shot there, save, and the rebound swiped at. It was just missed. Net empty on the other end. Score!
Mr. Grote.
Grote puts this one away, and the Wolverines have a 5-3 lead.
Wow, what a change of events, and you gotta hand it for trying. I mean, Davenport pulled that goalie, but they just could not get control of that puck in the offensive zone to be able to set up and take advantage of that extra person. So it's a good celebration going on over there, but they've got to get back to hockey. So let's see how patient the ref is before he blows his whistle and says, let's go play hockey.
As you would expect. Off of a big save, good offense, and Proudlock, who at times has looked like he's been fighting it off a little bit. There he makes a fantastic save, and it leads to Grote getting a goal, and not sure what the delay is, but it looks like we're going to go again. 1:20 on the clock, and the Panthers need 2. They will give it to Austin Thompson.
So empty net shorthanded.
Yeah, empty net shorthanded, brought in. Halford. Held up, he's got it again. Reinhold will head to the bench. Into the corner, the puck goes. Schnettler looking to take as much time as possible. Coming out of the corner, they move in. A shot and a glove save by Proudlock. As pushing and shoving ensue, and they will just wrap up and separate for now.
But they got the shot off. Again, off the face-off, they got the set play that they wanted. And just a little bit good positioning by the Wolverines was able to thwart that attempt, but they did get the shot off and they got it to goal. And at this point, put everything on that.
Absolutely.
Don't wait for the perfect, and now we're going to have a timeout.
Timeout coming for the Panthers with 1:01 to go. They have 14 seconds of what will be 6-on-5 time. They are down 2, and it was Hodgson getting the big goal at 8:53 to make it a 4-3 hockey game. The empty net by Grote, that gets us to 5-3, and that's where we're at right now.
Yeah, it's a very exciting hockey game. We've seen just about everything. We, again, apologize to any of the viewers for the delay, but safety comes first with the tornado warnings going off. Time to get out of the building and since then, I wouldn't say anybody had an advantage. You always have to worry about when you've got cold players coming back out. You've had a half-hour delay. They let them warm up for what seems like 20 seconds, not even 2 minutes, and they came out flying. Everybody came out flying.
I mean, this entire game, everybody's been flying. These guys are going to be tired even with the extra time off.
No, and we've had some really good out players play, but again, this has been a goalies national tournament.
Yeah.
The goalies here, there have been a few that have some issues, but a lot of these scores that are where there's more than 2 or 3 goal differential had nothing to do with the goalie. It had to do with the not clearing out traffic or getting things done.
Puck at the point. Austin Thompson sends it across. That got kicked away by the skate of a Wolverine player. Side of the net. It's thrown out and they score! That's in the net and it's back to a 1-goal game.
Wow, that's all I can say is that's just amazing that, again, the execution and the desire and the passion by Davenport, they're going to play all 60 minutes, and right now they hope to be playing more than 60 minutes and drive this. And they're going to put Reinhold back in net. Hopefully, again, control the puck deep, and let's see how they execute this last 51 and a half seconds of the game.
If you're worried about the little things, that will count as a power play goal. 5 aside to get started.
And here we go. They're releasing Reinhold. He's out. They're going to go back to 6 players, and here we go again. See if they can pull this off.
Gessler now with a play. There's a shot redirected in front, saving this third shot. Oh, they just moved over the top and couldn't get it on.
Oh, the chance was there.
Great job by cutting in on that one by Nichols. Held in, though, by the Panthers. They have it down low. Looking to move it in front. Cunningham with a play. A stick goes flying. The puck coming down the ice. Can they finish it? Brock, the net is empty.
Hits the post.
Hit the outside of the post with 18 to go. Played ahead to Halford. Backhanded into the zone. Nobody in black there. That's lifted into the empty net. They score!
Wow, 2 empty net goals in 2 minutes. That's unbelievable.
Who did that one? And that's a dangerous play, though, because this one wasn't on the penalty kill.
No, that could have gone for icing and bring it back with 11 seconds, man.
But boy, when you've got shooters, and I believe it was Ames was the first one in the pile, and he will get the empty net goal.
Well, when it went up 5-3, we even said on the air, it says, that seals the deal, and it didn't.
No.
There's lots of fight left in the Panthers.
That puck's going to be shot in and gloved down. Plug's got it. It all doesn't matter here. Finally, a top seed wins today. A big hit by Fonseca. It's played away. And the University of Michigan Wolverines Dearborn, they have advanced. The 2 seed moves on to tomorrow night.
Wow, this was really an exciting hockey game from start to finish. It went back and forth, and the Panthers just kept battling, but Dearborn would just not give up the lead all game long.
Yep.
They'd come back in a tie, come back, and they matched goal for goal, but that all-important first goal got up, and actually 2 goals went up, and unfortunately the Panthers never were able to get control of that scoreboard.
Yeah, it was 2-0 Wolverines, tie game at 2, 3-2 Wolverines, tie game at 3. The 4th and 5th by the Wolverines. One of them an empty net. The Panthers get their 4th, but then a second empty net goal is, again, just the scoring back and forth. And we end up with this one being a 6-4 victory as the Panthers ended up with 41 shots. And Thomas Proudlock, he was fantastic in this hockey game.
Yeah, Thomas, what have not we seen in this tournament? Yeah. I mean, we're, through 15 games now, and whatever can happen in a hockey game at some point, we've seen.
Yes, we have. And folks, we got one more game coming up today. Looking forward to it as the Lindenwood Lions, the number 1 seed, and the number 8 seed Liberty Flames are coming up next, folks. I hope you enjoyed this one as much as we did. One final time, the University of Michigan Wolverines from Dearborn, they win and knock out the Davenport Panthers by a score of 6-4. Thank you so much for joining us here on the ACHA Men's 2019 National Tournament on the ACHA Network.